mind.
Climb it, boys! Up you go!
Fucking climb it.
Come on, advance! Oh my God, you're all going to die.
Sounds like.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Anglo opinion stream. Tonight we have Basil the Great joining us, and hopefully Dinobane when he wakes up in some Oriental country somewhere. We'll guess which one later. How are we all doing? How are you, Aubrey?
Wonderful, thank you.
Excellent. How are you, Tharium?
Terrified. Absolutely terrified.
Terrified. You're my rock, man. You're my rock. If you're terrified, I'll be coming apart. What am I going to do without you? And how are you, Basil?
I'm wanting to know why he's terrified. What have you got planned?
Yeah, that's
This is going to be way too many people for me to deal with.
no.
Just less than normal.
I mean, like Basil, I'm used to just you in nice, easy text form. That's a lot less intimidating.
Thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment.
I went on Basil's Spaces last night.
What do you think,
Basil?
Yeah, we did Room 101, didn't we? Which is a rare one for me to do that. I used to do it all the time, but that was just a bit of a laugh. But usually the spaces are quite political, obviously, and people have got strong opinions.
Yes.
The reason I went on is, well, I was about, I can do a 101. I hate things.
That was good last night. It was good.
Yeah, normally, like you say, you got political things, and given that I do a lot of political stuff on this channel, I don't like to say anything unless I've got something to add.
Room 101, usually you get people who come up and say, things like Keir Starmer and poverty and famine and all that sort of stuff. You have to try and convince people, let's make it a little bit more lighthearted. So the start off last night, I think someone said broccoli or something, and that's a good start, you know what I mean? Something you can actually talk about,
Yeah.
If someone says, let's put Keir Starmer into Room 101, it's a pretty quick, he's going in, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was interesting. But no, it was good laugh. And obviously the people on Twitter, best audience in the world. I fucking love it. So yeah, they're great crack. So yeah, it was good.
Did broccoli go in?
It did. Yeah, of course it did.
Good.
Yeah. Broccoli went in. There was quite a few. Do you want me to read? I think I've got the list still here somewhere. Do you want me to read it out? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So mushrooms went in. Broccoli went in. Tripe went in. South Asian ice cream sellers went in. Millipedes, interrupting people and talking over them. I think that was a dig at me. Reluctant and agitated game show hosts. I think that was also a dig at me. Middle-aged men riding on bicycles with no hands on the handlebars. Muslims, unnatural hair dye and the people who wear it. Noisy school kids on buses. Cyclists, lucky men, and that 6767 thing that people do.
Yeah. Well, have you seen that one African guy who does just 6'2"?
And he pours milk over his head. Yeah, that got brought up last night. I'd never seen this before. Yeah.
I think the reason is he can't count to 7. He hasn't figured out how to go that high, so he's just stuck at 6'2".
I just think anyone who decides to pour milk over their head has got a serious problem. Do you know what I mean? I mean, things aren't going well in life if that's what you're doing to try and get your kicks,
Yeah, and the mushrooms. I can't trust a plant with gills. That's
I tried to keep it out. I defended it. You know what I mean? It was my two judges who disgrace. One of them, Hazel Appleyard, I think, is here. The other one was Craig Houston. I disgracefully put mushrooms in. So yeah, I was furious about that because I love mushrooms. But alas, my attempt failed to keep them safe.
It's your job as the host to defend, like put an argument for why you shouldn't put things in Room 101 traditionally.
Well, that's the new show, isn't it? We did it based on the old formats. There's 3 judges, and obviously you just trying to decide amongst yourselves, and the two outweigh the one. Do you know what I mean? So that's what happens. So yeah, but it was good fun.
Yeah, you need an odd number of judges to pull that one off.
Yeah, it's well thought out. We played this game before.
It's just like this show. This isn't very well thought out at all.
No.
We're literally just a meeting place for us to talk shit and stuff. We've got nothing planned other than we'll just check each other's Twitters, and then hope, Farim, you've got some good.
I've got a few bits. Yeah,
You've got bits.
I've got a few bits. Yeah.
This is what calms me down. This is what people come to this stream for.
Ethereum
Right.
spits.
Right. Everyone looks forward to Tharium's bits.
Ethereum spits.
In fact, let's give it the new name of that segment. Tharium's bits. All right then. Let's see. Come out of the private chat on X. So we'll do the first segment, and we'll look at my X first. No one actually has to share the screen if they don't want to. That's it. We don't want to be looking at my other screen. What the hell's this? When your first thoughts when you see this, gay. we look at the today's news section, and we talk about the top 3 stories of everyone's X because they should be localized to each individual user. So tonight, mine is X users debate preferred sources and toppings for fish and chips in response to, I don't know, we'll click on that and find out what the rest of that is. Projections predict major losses for Labour and Conservatives in local elections. Well, that's old news, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And finally, from me, Clarkson's Farm asks followers on X for the best advice they have ever received. Any of those news articles grabbing anyone's attention?
No,
No.
sorry.
No,
Not at all.
not at all. Well, I want to know what the preferred sources is. Oh, it's like a no context Brits thing. Normally all my news are about Restore, aren't they?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Store's taking over the country is what's going on. That's why it's all of that. Yeah, there's a bit of a hype chain developed, hasn't there?
So we've got gravy. I mean, on fish and chips, I'm a curry sauce man myself, or ketchup. And any advance on curry sauce?
I mean, I personally prefer sausage to fish. I'm not a big fish.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fish eater.
I love fish.
What else? I don't get like major losses for Labour and Conservatives. Well, that's a given. What's this?
I think I am wondering if it might not be that bad, because I think there's a good chance Reform, who's expected to do well, will actually underperform there.
What's this you tweeted out, Basil? Great, an armed group declaring themselves new Republican. See, this is why I've had you on, Basil. You're literally all over my ex.
Yeah. Well, obviously, this video it went out a while back, but it didn't go viral. But it has now. Basically, there's a group that's called themselves the New Republican Movement. Obviously, they're an amateur outfit, but they read out a manifesto of grievances, and I think they do speak for an awful lot of people, not with the violence, but with the grievances, by saying essentially, we haven't been asked about this, but we're importing millions of military-aged men into our country. People forget that Ireland's only I think its population's around 5 million people. It's tiny, so this is quite a culture shock for them. And we've seen what's happened in the UK, and now it's happening in Ireland too. And they don't mess about. They're not happy. And listen, the politicians can live in the bubble of their own imagination as long as they want. But if you put people who've got third world attitudes amongst civilized people for long enough, you are going to see severe clashes on the streets of your country. And Ireland will be no different.
And they've sped on it so quickly. Like you say, they've
absolutely.
5 million. I think they've had about 1.5 million foreigners in 10 years or something.
It wouldn't surprise me if Ireland was the let's say quickest per capita in Europe. They've had what we've experienced over sort of nearly 30 years now. They've done in about 5.
And also we have a bigger base population to absorb this stuff. Yeah, the Ireland don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking per capita, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know what the thing is, because our country's bigger, it's more. It wasn't as spread out until very recently, when Operation Scatter started. So it would tend to be towns and cities. You can live in England and avoid this stuff. Now you can live in Ireland and avoid this stuff, but Ireland only has a few cities that you could call worthy of the name city. So if you live in one of those, you can't avoid it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I can't lie, I can only imagine, like, you're an old school Irish nationalist. You supported Sinn Féin and all that crap. And then now you've got Sinn Féin going, well, everyone except the English are Irish, and welcoming in everyone, saying they're Irish now. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's dangerous times we live in. Seriously. I mean, look, I don't know anybody. I genuinely don't know anybody who hasn't noticed at least the massive change in the clientele that is living amongst us lately. And it's terrifying because rapes have skyrocketed, crimes have skyrocketed, and the new arrivals are not fitting in very well. So yeah, what do you expect to happen?
Surprise, surprise. They're not fitting in well.
Yeah. Excellent. Oh, does anyone care about the clocks?
Sorry,
go on, Darren.
I was going to add to that. Like, on some streams, I've seen like Irish nationalists in chat who I'm obviously a big English nationalist, but I sort of view it as like we've got bigger things to worry about at the moment. And so I've had like Irish nationalists in chat comment saying how, normally I'd be against this Tharium guy, but yeah, he's right.
Yeah. I have relatives that got bombed in the 1974 Birmingham bombing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I never met him. It happened before I was born, but yeah, the family keep telling me about it. It's a sort of it's a strange kind of family pride that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
I mean, I had a cousin who was for a brief period was in charge of the British forces in Northern Ireland during the Troubles.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I know
that's a pretty big responsibility.
I know an ex-corporal that was stationed in Northern Ireland as well. He only ever got as far as corporal because he kept on getting into trouble. But he was telling me one of his jobs as being a sniper's mate, as it were, and all the things you'd have to do for a sniper. Which, trust me, well, you don't want to know.
Yeah, my cousin was a sniper in the Marines, and I asked him. I just was like, "How can you stay still for so long? Like, don't you think, oh my gosh, I have an itch now?" Because that's what I would do, and then I would focus on that. And he said, "Yeah, no, you have to get past all that mentally."
Well, I don't know the official terms like sniper's mate. That's my terminology. I don't know the military.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the guy is. Yeah, with the guy.
But using my terminology, a sniper's mate is there to service the sniper, should we say?
What? That sounds terrible.
Not sexually. Like, it is terrible because if they want to go to the toilet, sniper's mate has to help out with that.
I've heard they just will like pee just right there.
Yeah.
Because you can't. If you can't move, you can't move.
Well, the spotter's normally the more senior one than the actual guy with the rifle.
Well, I heard that what I'm going to dub the sniper's mate has to clean them up and things.
What?
I don't know. This is all third hand.
What are we talking about right now?
I don't know whether, I mean, like, maybe an ex-military guy can say, "What is Mercian talking about?" That's what I was told. So I don't know if it's bullshit or not.
What is Mercian talking about?
Yeah, there's a chat. Like, I'm a sniper. This Mercian guy does not know what he's talking about. Get him off the air now before he starts talking about all shit.
Please, anyone that's a sniper, tell us that that's not what happens. Please.
I had it on good authority. Maybe he was messing with me. Does anyone care about this Clarkson Farm ass followers on X for the best advice they ever received?
What? No.
It is. There is the Jeremy Clarkson thing of will he or won't he join Restore? Because he's talking about running for Doncaster in the election.
Well, Basil, you're our Restore expert. What are your thoughts on that?
I know nothing about Restore. It's all a lie. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson's a massively popular. Whether you agree with his politics or not, you can't deny his popularity. First off, just to be clear, that Clarkson's Farm 1 account is not Jeremy Clarkson. If anyone doesn't know, that account's got Jeremy Clarkson's actual account blocked, according to Jeremy. They had a bit of a dispute at some point. But no, in terms of would Jeremy Clarkson like to run for Restore Britain? Well, think about it. He's already slagged off Nigel Farage in public and said that he doesn't think he'll get anything done. He's obviously, his big thing in politics right now is defending farmers. Rupert Lowe is a farmer. Do I need to say any more? You know, obviously, look, if you think about the actual look of the situation, just the kind of vibes of it, it does seem like a match made in heaven. But obviously, behind the scenes, there is a lot more that needs to be discussed. I don't know if Jeremy Clarkson would ever enter politics as in joining a political party, but I have no doubt whatsoever he would happily sponsor and G up support for, say, a farming bill that was suitable for farmers. So you never know; there could be some sort of alliance made there.
I mean, him and Rupert are almost neighbours. And Caleb apparently does Rupert's fields as well.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. How close? Hang on. So, where's Jeremy based? Is he not Oxfordshire?
Yes, Oxfordshire, right on the Oxfordshire border.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I didn't know.
They're really close. They're farms, both of them. Yeah, and they even have Caleb doing both of them.
Wow. Well, there you go. Then maybe Rupert Lowe will be in the next season of Clarkson's Farm. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, people point out that Jeremy is a bit soft on some things. He's a bit softer than us on some things.
He's a celebrity. What do you expect?
I know.
I mean, the thing is, right? Celebrities, even if they do believe in kind of hardline policies, they don't say them in public because they risk offending people. Jeremy offends the right demographic of people. He doesn't want to piss off anybody else. So I genuinely think that whatever his views are, we won't know what they truly are. Do you know what I mean? He'll keep some of his cards close to his chest. I just think that when you go into politics, I mean, if that's what he wants to do, then surely Restore Britain is the best option for him. But if you go in there, you've got to remember, I mean, I can speak from experience. It's an incredibly alienating experience. I mean, there are people who think you're great one week because you agree with them on something, and the next week, if you don't agree with them, they think you're the worst person on earth. So it's not something that garners. While you will get the love of some people, you get despised by many others. So if he does do it, it'll be a decision I'm sure he doesn't take lightly.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for Jeremy is he is used to the hatred. And
is he?
Well, he loves farming a bit of hate off certain people, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's let's be honest, right? He's not like that controversial. I mean, what is he? Not to people in Britain, anyway. I mean, you think about what he said. I mean, it's generally speaking not like again, right? It's BBC controversial, right? That's the level he was at. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think Jeremy Clarkson's reputation precedes him a little bit on that front. I mean, other than punching a guy once because he didn't get his dinner or something or whatever it was, which, we all get grumpy when we're hungry. But, other than that, I don't really remember. I remember Richard Hammond saying something about Mexicans once, but that was obviously Hammond. That wasn't Clarkson. I think
there was the Meghan Markle, how she should be stripped and flogged and through shame, and people saying shame to the streets.
Again, right?
It's a joke, but
it's a joke. And again, it's about another celebrity. It's not political. It's someone who, let's be honest, vast majority of the country probably don't quite like Meghan Markle or what she stands for, or her attitude, or the fact that she's, a celebrity who's tainted the royal family in certain ways. So I wouldn't consider that too out there. Like I say, he annoys the right people, but he'll annoy a lot more if he picks a political side.
I've also viewed it as it's the same with Rupert. Like Rupert doesn't align with me on everything, but he is the first politician to pass the very low bar of just not hating me. And I
think that's where we are, everyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I feel like Clarkson would be the same. Like, I don't feel like Clarkson hates me.
Yeah. Listen, I hope Jeremy Clarkson joins Restore Britain tomorrow, but I just don't know if it's going to. A lot of people are acting like this is about to happen. And I'm like, I'm not too sure it's about to happen. Do you know what I mean? I think
I don't see it personally, just because Jeremy Clarkson's very anti-Brexit for his own. Well, the same reason the Liberal Democrats don't like the Brexit is because it makes it easier for them to go to their second home in the south of France or wherever the hell it is.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people who are anti-Brexit because of that reason, and Jeremy's one of those.
The only reason why I think Jeremy would get involved in politics is because he does do an awful lot for the farming industry, and he would call it the farming community, right? Because these are the same kind of people from all across the country who look to him as a leader. And if they, begged him to do it, then that might be different, and said, you know what, Jeremy, we would really appreciate if you would be our champion in Parliament. But the question is who are they going to back? Because I guarantee you, even the farmers haven't got a one team they want to settle on yet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know exactly. Right. Would you like to address Bartholomew Musgrave? Is Basil going to run as a Restore candidate?
Yeah, why not? No, I've said this in the past. I get asked it all the time. The answer is probably not. And I'll never say never. First off, I definitely can't do it anytime soon. I have a long-standing illness which I'm getting treatment for, which kind of keeps me relatively housebound. So I would struggle right now anyway. But come 2029, which is 3 years away, who knows? Do you know what I mean? Genuinely, who knows whether I'll be a candidate or not? Would I do it if the circumstances were right? And by that I mean, I thought I had a chance to offer something, and the party thought it would be a good idea for me to do it. I would obviously serve, as in I would do it for my country, because But do I crave it? Do I want to be an MP? Not really. No, I quite like being involved in politics. I'm much better advising politicians, because I'm not this guy who. I think politicians should be better than people like me. I mean, I know we could turn around and say the class of politicians we have now are terrible, and they are. And, morally, I'm without a doubt better than most of them. But I genuinely think, I've described myself as a shitposter on X. I am a loudmouth. I like being able to be insulting, rude, aggressive, etc. with politicians who try to ruin the lives of other people who deserve it. I don't think I have. I think the standard of politician in this country should definitely be someone better than me. So yeah, and I mean, certainly if I was to do it, I couldn't go in there as Basil the mouse off Twitter. Do you know what I mean? So I'd have to go in as myself. So you'd have to give up your anonymity and all the rest of it. And you just think, is it worth it or not? No, I hope that there are better people who, I mean, look, I've not been lucky enough to have children of my own. I've never ran a business or anything. People who've done things with their life. I'm relatively quite young, right? So I'm like early 30s. So I think politicians should have lived and experienced things and raised a family and ran a business or just done something that you can turn around and say, I hate it when you get people who are 30-year-old. I'm an MP now, and it's like, that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's like you've done nothing else. You know what I mean? So actually, I just wish that our politicians were of a better class of citizen, to be honest with you. And by that, I don't mean I'm not talking working class, upper class, middle class, etc. I'm talking about people who've got genuine life experience and wisdom and something to give back. And I don't think I'm there in my life yet. So if I am running, it will be because I've probably been convinced otherwise on that. But for now, I've got absolutely no plans to whatsoever.
I mean, you just look at some of the statesmen we had in the past. Enoch Powell being the last great one. It's like, I am nowhere close to that man.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, the thing is, right, obviously, I want to make this clear, right? I'm not talking about education or or like I say, like class, like middle class, upper class, etc., being brought up well, that kind of thing. I have in fact, I think it should be absolutely working class people should go into politics. People from all parts of society should go into politics. But I do believe you need wisdom. And I do worry that a lot of people, there's like kids these days who grow up and, they basically, they've done nothing other than they've got the arrogance of youth and think they know how the world should run. And then they go, right, well, I should become a politician now. It's like, no, you shouldn't. You should go out into the rest of the world and make mistakes and learn life lessons before you start messing with the country. If it was up to me, I'm being honest, I would genuinely put an age restriction on becoming a politician like they do in America. I would say you have to be above a certain age before you can run for office, because I just think that people should have experienced stuff. I really do value wisdom. I think one of the saddest things of our current modern society is we've lost this idea of saying, listen to your elders. I genuinely think there's something good there. So, I think I need to do a little bit more living and learning before I enter politics. But like I say never. Yeah.
I mean, when I was 20, I thought I was hot shit. I knew everything. Looking back
Everyone
now,
does.
what a fucking retard I was.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone does. Everyone thinks they know everything because it's like you're new, you're fresh-faced, you've got, like I say, a lot of arrogance of youth. You've watched a few YouTube videos and you think you know everything about how the world works. I mean, I can't tell. And you know what's really sad as well is how many people, particularly nowadays, but obviously when they're young, they haven't changed their mind on anything. And if you've never changed your mind on something, how can you truly say that you're good enough to run something that's not just about you? It's like you have to learn to change your mind. You have to really change and open your mind to different ideas and experience new things and understand that the world is not as simple as maybe you thought it was. I genuinely wish we had age. Honestly, I think it's too many young people in politics. I think it should be people who've been around the block a bit and have learned a thing or two.
But not the boomers.
Every generation has to take its turn. Not all boomers are terrible, believe me. I think they just learned the wrong lessons, basically.
Yeah, because like the path into politics at the moment, it seems like we've had like a couple of weeks ago we had that shit from the Jack Hughes and Pimlico Journal faggots, right? And this is just them, right? They're people who went into London to go to the gay chemsex parties, and they just comment on Westminster bubble stuff, hoping to that they will then one day be an irrelevant backbencher. This isn't creating any sort of greatness.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm actually going to just point out that I am a little bit of a hypocrite here because, to be fair, the Restore Britain guys like Charlie Downs and Connor Tomlinson and Harrison Pitt, they're all younger than me and they're brilliant. So maybe I'm wrong about that, actually, to be fair. I'm genuinely impressed by those guys and they're far more intelligent than I am. So maybe I'm wrong about that one. But my general feeling is that I think societies work better when it's when people who've done things and experienced things tend to be the ones in charge.
Maybe, but I mean, I remember like Charlie Downs and Connor when they first sort of popped up on the Lotus Eaters and when they first became sort of that, and they've even this sort of relatively short time, they've definitely grown. They're better than what they were when they first popped up.
I mean, definitely. And you know what? Good. They should. Yeah. Everyone should. You shouldn't just, if you stay believing the same things you did when you were a child, then you end up like Jeremy Corbyn, And I just think that most people have a knack for development, especially if you have an intuitive mind and you want to learn more things. I find it shocking when I speak to people and, I ask them, do you listen to things that you don't agree with? And they say no. Or usually they don't say no. They lie and say, oh, yeah, I do. And then you ask them what, and then they don't know. So it's I mean, it's important to test out your theories, and what you find, especially on online discourse and social media and stuff, is that the vast majority of people have just never had their viewpoint challenged before, but they still think that they're right. And it's like, well, how do you know if you've never? I mean, I listen to Novara Media relentlessly because it's. Look, it's important to go through that torture to understand whether they've got anything of interest to say. And to be fair, they do. Some of their interviews are brilliant, and you know what? That some of their views are thought provoking on certain subjects. On some of them, they're absolutely nuts. But again, if you don't listen to the other side, then how can you be sure you're on the right side, of an argument?
The Navarra media stuff, we are seeing them. That sort of side of things, they do seem a bit scared right now. They're sort of trying to whereas before they were like, oh fuck the English. Now it's actually coming. Yeah, now it's like, I'm English too, guys.
Yeah, they know what's coming. I mean, you're right. Well spotted. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed Ash Sarkar roll back on not just the woke stuff, but roll back on the idea that white people can't be pissed off about what's happened to their country.
Yeah.
She's very much like, now kind of like, yeah, migration was done recklessly and stuff. Now, 5 years ago, she was celebrating the end of white people in Britain. So yeah, it's I remember her "We're Winning, Lads," that video she put out when it was we're becoming a minority. So yeah, they absolutely are. The thing is, right, just like we've got people on the right, I'll use for a simpler term, but it's not necessarily left and right. But yeah, on the right, just for the sake of argument, we've got people who we look at and we go, these people are clearly just doing this for popularity, chance to get elected, whatever. And on the left, it is exactly the same. They've got books to sell. They've got people. They need to have people watching, and they will have noticed that even people on the left who watch them religiously, some of them will have turned around and said, "This is getting out of control." I know that it's the typical viewpoint to think if you're on the right, well, the left are idiots and they've got, they're evil and you've got nothing to learn from them. And on the left, they turn around and say the right, are fascists and we've got nothing to learn from them. The truth is, vast majority of people exist in the middle. And by the middle, what I mean is they take from left and right. They believe in bits from either side. And, you rarely find someone who genuinely just believes in whatever one side tells them. So, yeah, there's a lot of pandering going on. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like you. Sorry, you're going to say. I often like.
No. Go carry on. If you've got something to say, you say it.
Yeah, with the more sort of like the Navarra types, the sort of the more anti-establishment leftists, like you're saying, they will sometimes see the same problems, but they just have completely the wrong solution to it. Like the Greens talk about like billionaires and stuff, and I mean, the problem with the billionaires is that they're importing loads of foreigners to replace our jobs.
Well, this is where the issue of morality comes into it. So if you have a different solution to a problem, right, that's a disagreement, right? But if you don't believe a problem is a problem, that's when it becomes people start saying you're evil or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, from that, if someone turns around and says the left and the right both agree child poverty is a problem, right? Yeah. They just have different ways of solving it, right? And we don't call each other evil because, one side wants to just tax billionaires to solve it and the other side wants to encourage people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps for doing it, right? We just have a difference of opinion. When it starts becoming the language of your evil is when, right-wing people or patriots or whatever say, the mass migration thing is a real problem. And the left turn around and say, absolutely not. And, because if you won't even acknowledge there is a problem, then you're like, well, sorry, we can't, we can have different solutions to the problem, but if you can't acknowledge there is a problem, you got to think, well, where is your point of view coming from? And that's when the true hatred starts and the divisive kind of behavior where it's like, well, you're lost then, you know what I mean? Because I can't be bothered and I don't have the time to try and justify a solution to you when you don't even agree this is a problem. You know what I mean? If you think the house burning down is cushy because we're all warm, you know what I mean? It's like, well, we can't discuss what's whether we're going to use sand, fire extinguishers, or water to put it out. You know what I mean? So it becomes very, very long in the tooth. But also, you've got to remember as well, this is when this idea of people grifting comes in, or people just lying and making things up. Because you sit there and go, I can't understand how you look at the world if you don't see this as a problem. Again, we can differ on how we would solve it, but if you don't think it's a problem at all, you sit there and think, well, you are lost. Maybe you're crazy. And this is when, they say, the othering comes out, where people say, you're a fascist and you're a communist and all the rest of it, because they just don't see the world the same way. And by the way, the people who are like that are on the fringes. This is that you're talking 10, 20% tops, probably nowhere near that, to be honest with you. You're talking very few people. I mean, if you look at the polling data, it's on even the Green Party, half of their members wanted every single illegal migrant deported from this country. Half.
Yeah.
Now, again, it's only half. You go, well, shouldn't it be all? But this is the Green Party we're talking about. So again, they're on the left. You know what I mean? They're far, far left, but they still want every illegal. Now, again, you could turn and say, well, why the hell are you supporting this party for? Probably because it's not urgent on their needs. They're probably sat there going, well, we should do that, but also climate change is the most important thing ever. So, you know, we can have a difference of opinion, but on the key ones like that, they still agree. But the problem is half of them don't. So again, how many people's that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh God, we need to stop the climate, the net zero crap. Jesus Christ! Oh,
God.
Especially now. Especially now.
Well,
if Ed Miliband's listening, he'll be furious.
Well, the thing is, I mean, they made a big song and dance about getting rid of the last coal plant in this country.
That was such a stupid idea, by the way.
Yeah.
We should still be burning coal now. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be. The technologies around carbon capture and stuff like that, and the cleaning of coal, which makes what you call clean coal. Now, it's obviously not clean, but it's cleaner. Things like that should have been our transition phase to full nuclear, and very little in the way of renewables, which are not very reliable, but obviously are necessary for a modern. I'm talking small amounts. The vast amount of base load should have been of nuclear, and instead we didn't do that. We went straight to renewables. Now, occasionally you will get one day where they'll turn around and say, "Look, renewables. You know, 80% of our energy came from renewables or whatever," but then they don't show you the rest of the year where, you know, it's not sunny and it's not windy and nothing's working. You know what I mean? And basically, we're importing electricity from France. You know,
I mean, I've seen MPs say about how great solar is, and they're pointing to figures from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you remember that Spanish blackout?
Yeah.
If the French hadn't cut off their power supply to Spain, that could have cascaded up to us.
Yeah,
quite easily.
Well, I mean, it's like you know, supporting burqa sales because they're big in Saudi Arabia as well. You know what I mean? It's like these things don't work. The interesting thing about the renewables thing as well, I say interesting, the catastrophic thing is none of it's actually very clean. If you go and look at actually how they make wind turbines and solar panels, and you know, they're made with kind of, you know, little children in Africa digging with their hands through, you know, borium mines and stuff, and you just sit there and go, this is insane. You know, honestly, there's nothing clean about it. The idea that we just sell it to people, rich people, privileged people, lucky people who have got not a care in the world, but also are incredibly ignorant and don't have a clue. And it's just the latest scam. I mean, all you need to know about the climate thing is the guy who invented Greenpeace, I can't remember his name now, he's one of the co-founders. He now actively campaigns against this stuff because he realized it was all a scam. I mean, even if you look at the CO2 projections, I mean, Elon Musk has spoken about this. This is not a man who shies away from the evidence. He's obsessed with saving humanity and all the rest of it, right? You go and have a look at what he said on the matter. And he says, every single study I've seen, what they've done is they've put out the very, very worst predictions. In some case, very little evidence that these are ever going to happen. Yes, is the planet hotting up as a result of human activity? It is, right? And CO2 is making that difference. But we have way more time than they make out that we do. We also have a lot of technologies that we could invest in, like nuclear, where this could revolutionize everything and we wouldn't have to worry about this stuff. But unfortunately, we have these climate zealots that say that nuclear is just as bad as CO2 and so on, and it's not. It's just different. And you know, they refuse to do anything other than pretend these wind farms are the best thing since sliced bread, and they're not. The damage to the ecosystem in terms of wildlife, birds and stuff getting hit by them, the damage in terms of having to bury the blades in the ground because they only last something like 25 years, and then you have to bury them forever into the ground, right, and replace them. It's just not sustainable. So yeah, for me, I just think we shouldn't be living terrible, impoverished lives because people can't afford to pay their energy bills when we sit on a mountain of coal that we could have been burning still now. Now, again, there'll be some people trying to go, what, Basil wants us to go back to the steam engine ages? No, obviously not. What I'm saying is that there are technologies we could have taken advantage of if we had the foresight to do it, use what we had to our advantage to do that as we transition to this new phase. But instead, we've just went all in, hoped it's going to work. It hasn't worked, and now we're kind of stuck.
I mean, we were the world leader in nuclear energy, and we were on the track to be what France is now, where just to have all the grids basically nuclear. But then we decided, because we're retarded, not to do that.
Let me guess. Was it some point after 1987, Tharium?
I think it was before that. No, this is like a while ago. Yeah.
I'd imagine Chernobyl has a lot to do with it, though.
Yeah. But I mean, and then the wind farms, even from a strictly just economic point of view, they take over their lifespan, they generate about as much energy as what it takes to make them. Which is just totally pointless. You've generated nothing.
Oh, but the manufacture CO2 cost, that doesn't matter because that happens in a different country, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's how this works, Darian. Or so you've been only been around me for long enough. Like the CO2 that comes from China doesn't count for like CO2 globally. It's over there. That's their problem. We need to worry about our CO2 emissions. So if China makes the windmills, then it doesn't matter. We're carbon neutral then. We can do the net zero as long as the carbon's coming from a different country.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Tharium, do you go on?
Oh, I've got some my stories from today's news. Of course, Basil's already beaten me to it.
Sorry?
You've already beaten me to on this story. Reform UK's Zaya Youssef confirms the party would not ban Muslim mass prayer on the streets of Britain.
Yeah. That's good old Zia. Can we call him by his full name just to give him the credit he deserves?
Mohammed Zayuddin Yusuf.
Yes.
Ahmed Mohammed. Yep.
How do you remember that?
By the way, how creepy is that photograph of him? Honestly, I use it every time.
I know. I mean, I used to be like supporting reform. I thought, okay, we can maybe make something of this. The first warning sign was when this guy turned up out of nowhere. He's the second in charge, and I remember just thinking, and I remember thinking, oh, I don't like this. But I put it aside at the time because, well, we've got Rupert though. But the lesson I've learned is always trust your racism, because this guy.
It's such a great line.
Because this guy, and there's creepy, dead, soulless eyes. Yeah, my racism knew. No, this isn't going to go well.
Have you guys ever read the story out about him that the BBC did on him? The one with the dogs and stuff?
Yeah.
That is a brutal expose of what that man is like.
Yeah.
We locked the dog in the office over the weekend and stuff. Yeah, he's not. Look, he's obviously an incredibly driven man, right? Mm-hmm. I think morally a little bit lapse is to be kind. I mean, even if you didn't know the stuff about what he did to Rupert Law, which I think is still one of the most appalling things in politics to ever happen, and no one brings it up, you know what I mean? Even if you just ignored that, I mean, the way in which the Reform Party and him have acted over the last 2 years, and we're supposed to, I mean, the Reform fans will say it's a match made in heaven. They all hate each other, and most people hate him. And the best thing is when he left, and everyone cheered. And I still remember like Aaron Banks and stuff like writing celebration retweets, and then they all had to delete them when he came back. And the best thing is they all have to pretend they didn't write them, and he has to pretend he didn't read them. Do you know what I mean? And it's like it's absolutely insane, that party. I mean, this is the thing when people keep saying, Reform are going to win the next election. I'm like, I don't even know if Reform will exist from the next election. They are absolute chaos, and it's largely because of him.
Yeah, there is a point when Nigel just rage quits. I think like once they drop to maybe like 18% maybe in the polls. Once they start getting about that,
I don't think 18. I think what will happen is, look, they've made an awful lot of promises to an awful lot of people. The reason why so many people are in that party is because they think they're going to win the next general election. The latest YouGov poll, which came out today, has them on 23%. Yeah. Now, to be fair, YouGov do usually poll them quite lower than usual. But let's be honest, if you go to the Wikipedia poller polls, you will see they peaked at 32 in October. Right now, they're averaging 25, so they've lost 7 points. Okay, bearing all that in mind, that is not a government in waiting. It's just not. You know what I mean?
And like Farage kicked up his fuss about YouGov, but I mean they've done dodgy polling in the past, but their general election polling is very accurate always. They're very good on that.
Very accurate, yeah.
So and
I was going to say, as regards to Reform, do you think they're the only bit that the people are getting excited about are boomers who kind of are just boomering? It feels like the big boomer party, the whole. Like, for example, the whole you shouldn't work at home thing. We're going to stop that. And I'm of the opinion that if for someone to work at home, that is between the employer and the employee. It should be no one else's business.
Like, do you know what really pisses me off about that? And it's not the fact that because obviously in the modern world, working from home is one of the few wins some workers have received in the past, 30 years or whatever. What I will say is that there's loads of, I could make the case from working from home easy as out, right? It's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and it has to many other people as well. Only in jobs where it can be done, right? In some jobs it can't, I accept that, right? But the thing that really ticked me off about it was the fact that they still haven't got a proper immigration policy. We still don't know who's getting deported and who can come in, right? And that's supposed to be Reform's most important thing. Yet they've got the time to turn around and say, we're going to write a policy about Bitcoin and about whether you can work from home or not. You know what I mean? Let's get on with the important stuff first. Thank you very much. But they don't. And we know why they don't, because they don't know what they want to believe on immigration. They're seeing which way the wind blows. They're not leading, they're following the British public. And that's the big difference with Restore Britain.
Well, as Nigel said that when he was interviewed, we're not the anti-immigration party.
What an insane thing to say. In many insane things Nigel said, that was up there. Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, again, it's flip-flopping all over the place. Like I remember that one thing they did in the airport hangar. There was the plane going, when Nigel decided, actually, I am allowed to say mass deportations now, after kicking Rupert out for it. And like their aspiration, like they're pushing, like, well, how many actually are you talking about here? And they said, well, maybe we could do 500,000 over 5 years.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right.
Yeah. Brilliant. And everyone goes, okay, then that sounds about right. Brilliant. Next question. It's like, what? Where have you pulled this from? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before you say it from your arse, whose arse? Was it Zia Youssef's? Was it Nigel Farage's? Was it Robert Jenrick's? Where's this come from? They just do policy by tweet now. Yeah. It's so ironic for a party that complains about how Rupert Law's only ever known on social media. The only way we find out what goes on at Reform HQ is on social media, because their policies are bare thin. If anyone hasn't done it, you can go on their website and check out their illegal deportation policy. It's 6 pages long. 6. Yeah. By the way, 2 of those are a front and back cover, and one of them is half a page with a picture of some fields. So again, it's 3.5 pages long. If we're being great, I don't remember the word is here. If we're being generous, that's the word I'm looking for. If we're being generous, it's 3.5 pages long, and it just says things like, "We will leave the ECHR." Well done. Do you know what I mean? Rupert Law put together a 113-page document. Okay, 111 if you count. I'll give him the same grace. 111 page if you get rid of the front and back cover. All right. And it literally goes into the detail of exactly how it will be done. So, you know, this is a really serious thing. I get stick all the time from people for saying I'm too hard on reform. Absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
I'm not hard enough on them.
Yeah.
This party has been ready for the last 3 years running, okay, at least, with people putting money into it and all the rest of it. They knew this was going to be their number one policy, immigration. You never see me complain about Reform's economic plans. I could do, but I don't go hard on them for that, because at the end of the day, that's not what's important right now. Everyone knows they want to know, what are you going to do about immigration? And with Reform, nobody has a clue.
No.
It's just, they just say, well, I heard Nigel Farage once say something. All right, then, is that how we're going to run the country? He said something. I know people who've left Reform because they were so sick of having to defend Nigel's brain farts when he appeared on TV. You know, for instance, when he turned around and said that mass deportations couldn't be done. How can you go out on the doorstep and defend that when you've been saying all along Reform is the party that will stop immigration? Do you know what I mean? It's insane beyond belief. But people stick with it because they're like, well, they're popular and we've got a chance of winning an election. Well, you know, I hope they don't. I don't think parties that behave the way Reform UK have should win elections in this country. I think it's a symptom of a sick society that they would. A party that takes people for granted, that kicks people out who disagree with it, you know, slightly to the right of them, and it's a disagreement, you're out. These are former candidates, by the way, people who were invited to stand for them, who kicks out MPs like Rupert Law because they're popular, or whatever, the 5 different stories we've had from them, and that, you know, whether it be bullying, or whether it be he wants to be Prime Minister, or the latest one is he wants to kick out rape gang communities. Oh, what a tragic crime that would be. I'm sure we'll really miss those people if we were to support them. So again, the way that they go about this stuff is insane to me. And I just sit there and point at the screen and go, are you not seeing this too? I genuinely, there's some great people in Reform. And I sit there and slap my head and go, why are you standing for this? And the only answer I ever get is, it's the chance of winning. We have a chance of winning with them. What is that? Is that all it is now? It's just, well, whoever polls highest, I'll join. Well, fine. If the Greens poll highest, you're going to join them as well. Do you know what I mean?
That's my point. That's my point. And you, Basil, you wondered why I wanted you on. That right there is why I wanted you on.
Oh, you lose my rag. Yeah.
So eloquently, though.
I mean, let's not forget Farage talking about how he's going to get rid of the Boris wave, and then appointing actual Boris wave as their candidates. What the fuck is this?
Ex-Labour as well. Ex-Labour, and he was considering joining the Green Party.
Yeah, he's exactly the person you're talking about, Basil. Someone who just wants to win.
Oh, Aaron Roy.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, just like you say to a Reform person, right? Do you want to support a party that has candidates that are migrants from India, right? That run football clubs that don't let white people in? Have you ever heard a Reform person go, that sounds like a great candidate, I would love to be in a party with them? No, you don't. Oh, he's in Reform. Oh, well, all is forgiven then. Yeah, all right, if he's a Reformer, he's probably a good guy. Do you want to know the worst thing about that, by the way, in terms of the hypocrisy of Reform? You know, after the Gorton and Denton by-election, they turned around and said that they're going to ban, because there's a stupid thing in this country for any Americans listening, where Commonwealth citizens can vote in British elections. So you don't have to even be from here. You can be an Indian migrant like he is, and you can vote in our elections, right? So Reform said after the Gorton and Denton by-election, where they basically got done over by demographic replacement, that they say is not a problem, but it turns out it is. They said we're going to ban that. We're going to make it so only British citizens can vote in elections. That means their own candidate won't be able to stand in that election.
Yeah.
I mean, am I going insane here? And no one in the media points this out. No one turned around and went, Nigel, can I just ask you a quick question? 2 weeks ago, you said this guy won't be able to stand in elections under a Reform government, and now he's working for you. No one bothered to ask. You know what I mean? I mean, you hear the audience clap as well when he said, I was the first Bain candidate, Bain councillor.
Yeah. What is this? Brainless seals just clapping about that.
You'd think that would happen at a Labour Party conference. I thought at Reform they weren't going to clap people just because they were non-white. What is that about? So, again, absolutely mental. And I spoke to a Reform candidate in space the other night when we were talking about this. Turned around and lied barefaced to me and said, well, he must be the best guy for the job. Can't tell you the swear word I said back to him on YouTube, but there you go.
Right, hello, Dinobane. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're okay wherever you are.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Nice to meet everyone.
Hello, Dinobane.
All right, buddy.
Hi there. Nice to meet
Hello.
you.
Yeah.
I've noticed when it comes to a lot of reformers, the lies that come out, the cope, the lies. It's. I mean, the bullshit ometer breaks around them.
Yeah, it's like Farage never said that. You show them the video. That's clipped out of context. Fuck off. Really, and then I mean, Matt Goodwin's not done us any favors, has he? Like this sodding twat. My favorite reaction to the reform reaction to the Gorton Denton stuff was that it was just the family voting. That was the problem. As if there were hordes of Muslim women just gagging to vote for Matt Goodwin, but their mean old husbands didn't let them. Just fucking retards.
But it's also the fact that they won't name the families that are the problem. They just say there's some people from some community, but it's always certain, is it? There's certain people from certain communities that have a certain way of doing things. Yeah. Thank you for accurately describing the problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, it's like this shit. Like Farage, and Goodwin stuff. They say, "Oh, all this mass prayer, that's not very good. We don't like that." Well, what are you going to do about it? Fucking nothing. Fucking nothing.
He says today we'll do nothing about that. We're not interested. Yeah.
And like he always says, "Oh, I love Muslims, but I don't like Islamists." What is that? What does that even mean, Nigel?
I like people who are louche Muslims, but not serious Muslims. Yeah.
Right up until they blow themselves up, they're brilliant, British as can be.
Yeah. Ugh. This is what you get when you've got a man who describes, being English as a feeling, and it's about your priorities. Yeah. He describes being Welsh as you've got to have lived there for 5 to 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm waiting for him to come out and say, well, Scots people, well, they all have kilts. Do you know what I mean? That's literally what it means to him to be from these islands. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And the cope from reform people going, oh, Nigel's just hiding his power levels. All this shit isn't fucking Aaron Roy and Mohammed Yusuf. This is not hiding your power levels.
Have you ever actually sat down and chatted with someone who is a reform? Yeah. Right. What was it like when you tried to tell them, like, are you mental? Like, why do you believe these people?
I used to be a co-host on another stream with an absolute reform fag. And every stream had just become pure anger, just shouting at them. No, why don't you get this? Like, they are rubbing Nigel is taking your head and rubbing it in the shit. And you're going, yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh,
I don't get it. I genuinely don't. And I've tried to have this out with people where I've said to them, if Keir Starmer said that, or a Labour Party politician, it doesn't have to be Keir Starmer, any Labour Party politician, any Green politician, any Lib Dem, any Tory, just someone a party they don't approve of, you'd be sat there calling bullshit on this. But because he's got a teal badge on, all of a sudden it's gospel. And I just don't understand it.
Yeah. And Tharam, do you want to move on to the next story?
Similar one. We had so Rupert Lowe pointing out that there is that there is a racial element that Islam is a problem in the grooming gangs.
Mm-hmm.
And then Nigel Farage comes out, says Rupert Lowe's independent inquiry is a waste of space.
Yes.
Thanks, Nigel. Thanks. Really helping.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? He's come out and said that just as it's been found out that they're currently deleting all of the fucking court records.
Yeah.
And they've also been deleting a bunch of the police records as well, the investigation records. So it's kind of funny that he comes out and says it's a waste of time, but actually that might be one of the very few snapshots we've got into the actual truth when it comes to the grooming gangs and what actually happened.
Well said. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Dino. Did you see tonight, by the way, someone turned around to Rupert Lowe and told him to get over it with regards to the rape gangs? This is Jonathan A.C. Brown, a professor in Islamic studies. I find it I mean, there are some things that scare me in this world, but one of them is the fact that it seems there are so many people in Britain who just do not care about this, or don't think it's a big issue, or even don't care that it's been covered up. That terrifies me, because I listen, we can debate climate change and all the rest of it, debating, you know, what happened to those girls.
Yeah,
I can't understand how someone can go there. I really don't know how.
It's like, it's weird. They just want to bury their head in the sand. They know it's happening. Like you see, like with these shitlibs who like living in London. That there's the video I think going around the other day of this one. Like they've got the Pakistanis complaining about too many Pakistanis, and there's the one white guy going, "No, it's brilliant. I'm leaving the country, by the way." And they just and it's just they just, I don't know. They just don't want to face the reality. It's just easier for them just to pretend that nothing happens.
Well, they want to pretend it doesn't happen because it hasn't happened, because they don't want to deal with it, because the racism word is still powerful in their mind for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't think it's racism, guys, because is it Robbie Moore, the MP? He was in Parliament and he was asking the panel of the people that are involved with overseeing the grooming gang, and he was asking them a series of questions, and they were all evading everything. But then he hammered them down to like one specific question: how many people are currently on the team investigating the grooming gang that are setting up the inquiry? And it turns out it's just one person. Yeah. It's been one person this entire time. So we're wondering why the grooming gang hasn't like got legs and why it hasn't actually started yet. It's because there's one person doing it, and apparently they're just in a team of people that might be doing other jobs at the same time. So it's all collusion. It's genuinely collusion. They're deleting evidence behind the scenes. They're protracting the process as long as possible, kicking the can down the road while deleting evidence, because they're all involved. I'm making a video about this. Keir Starmer is absolutely up to his neck in this from the very get-go. He's completely involved and complicit in the entire process of delaying the investigation, making sure that evidence is going missing, and setting up teams that go nowhere, setting up inquiries that go nowhere. This guy, there's something fucking weird about Keir Starmer, the grooming gang inquiry, what's happened to the rape victims, like the CPS, all of this stuff. He's massively up to his neck in this. And there's a reason why the entire Labour Party are currently scrambling to make sure that no one talks about it.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, it's the biggest scandal. It's like, we thought it was bad before because like there was a grooming, like lots of rapes and all this stuff, and it's been covered up. But the way that it's been covered up, this is such a massive scandal. People don't realize just how deep this goes and how many of the big players are involved in covering this up. They've either been involved personally, or they've been paid off, or so they've got something on them. Like it's really bizarre when you look into this, because again, I'm working on the video, I'm going through it. It's taken a long time because the amount of people and detail when it comes to the different mechanisms that they've used to cover this up over the years it shocked me, and I knew that they were like proper scumbags. So I just
the media, the fact that the media have covered up, like literally refused to report on this anytime they got the opportunity to. You go and ask the average punter about the rape gangs, and what they'll turn around and say to you is that was a Rochdale, a Telford, a Rotherham thing. They don't realize it's everywhere across the country. They have no idea. They don't. You tell them it's over 250,000 to up to 1 million victims, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah. They have absolutely no idea.
On that, Basil, have you noticed you get a Telford, a Rotherham, and all the rest, but you never get a Bradford, a Birmingham, a Luton, a London?
No. The thing is, those are coming out now. So Luton came out. I think it was last year. Bradford. Well, Robbie Moore's from Bradford, right? He's the guy who was saying in Bradford for the longest time, we need to have a rape gang inquiry here because it's clearly going on in Bradford. And Sadiq Khan, why this man hasn't been arrested yet, I have no idea. It's been proven that he basically lied and obfuscated and pretended there were no rape gangs in London, and yet it's been found out by Mark, whoever the guy, Chief Met guy. He turned around and said, actually, there's thousands of cases of them in London. So the whole time Sadiq Khan was lying in the assembly. Honestly, the politicians are up to their necks in this. And again, the media, everyone, they've all colluded. We've literally gone through a mass rape humanitarian crisis in this country. If it was in another country, this would be referred to, you know, as an attack on a people's, the way it's been perpetrated on us. But we've constantly been told to just shut up about it, pretend it's not happening. And it's insane. This is what I'm saying. This is what terrifies me the most, is the fact that there are so many people who are happy to try and just pretend none of this is real. And it's scary that they do.
I mean, it's very similar to like the Catholic Church, right? With all of the
it's not. No, I listen. I understand why you make that comparison, but the scale and the cover-up is way worse, because the Catholic Church cover-up was done by the church itself, right? This is not just Muslim community. This is the authorities, the police, the councils. These are the people. These are people who are, the ethnic group of the people who are being specifically targeted, also covering it up. You know what I mean? It's just insane beyond belief.
Do you think that there is some type of a tie to somebody? I mean, it's weird though that there are so many of them involved. But like you said, if they have something on someone or what?
Yeah,
I mean, look,
I've said this before, right? There's a culture at the heart of this that is a problem, right? We all agree that the culture of Islam clearly is a problem here, right? Because these girls, I mean, you can read the victim statements. And by the way, you can just read what the actual people who did it said. You know, they were like, listen, Allah says it's cool, right? And that's basically what's happened, right? But when you look at the other culture, that's a problem, the cover-up culture, because it's not that a police department turned around and said, you know what, guys, we're all going to cover this up. That didn't happen. As far as I'm aware, they weren't talking to each other about it. So they all just thought at the same time, we are going to cover this up, right? Yeah. That is terrifying to me. Yeah. When I sit there and think they've all thought this was a good idea and no one stepped in. I mean, you've got police officers who came forward in certain, I think it was in South Yorkshire, and said, I was told to ignore this by my superiors. And he was interviewed by GB News. And you just sit there and think, wow. And no one's been arrested for doing this. Why is this not a crime? You know, it staggers. It's unbelievable. So someone at the top, powerful, not just one person, there must be multiple who have ensured that this didn't go ahead. But look, if you want to go into the conspiracy theories behind it, I mean, wind the clock back to the 1990s. If anyone doesn't know who Jill Dando is, go and look up what happened to her. Jill Dando was a person who was investigating high-level paedophilia in the United Kingdom amongst elite circles, right? And she was executed in broad daylight with a silenced pistol as she was walking into her own house in London, right? And nothing happened. They never found the perpetrator. No one came forward to talk about it. It was all just went away. So, you know, I mean, let's be honest here, right? There is a problem.
You talk about it being institutionalized, and there must be like a conspiracy network of people enabling this. Baroness Casey's 2025 national audit found that around 500,000 children per year in the UK were experiencing sexual abuse. And there was 100,000 cases just in 2024 alone. So this is still happening. It's still saturated throughout the entirety of the UK. Yeah.
In Blackburn, there was those the mini marks. A 13-year-old girl ran out into the street half naked. And literally just a couple of weeks ago, it happened. And it just happened to be, she ran past a local reporter who decided to put it in the local news, and it came out. And it was like, what happened? Well, they take little girls up into the top of that mini market. Again, Muslim Pakistani men. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's just that. Think of what that does to you for your entire life. I can't
a lot of these girls killed themselves.
Yeah. I'm sure. I mean, that would be horrific.
Do you know what happened to Charlene Dance?
No.
She the kebab girl, right?
She got cut up into kebabs and they
Oh,
sold her.
my
Yeah,
God.
people
Oh my
ate
God.
her. Yeah. That's what happened to her. So
They
again,
cannibalized her?
they chopped her up into kebab pieces.
Yeah.
Aubrey, there've been girls that escaped these gangs, found a policeman, and the policeman have took them back to the gangs.
Oh my God.
Remember the father who went to the flat to try and save his
Yeah.
own daughter, and the police arrested him.
I can't even imagine. I mean, my dad would have like tried to kill somebody to get me out of there. Any dad would, I think, and
that's why they took our guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, in America we do. Yeah.
I mean, this is the problem, really. It just all sounds. If you grew up thinking you live in a normal country, right? This all sounds so unbelievable.
Oh, it does. It
doesn't sound real.
like it could possibly be in one of your country or our country.
And then if you accept that it's real, the extent that we are what we are going to need to do, the amount of people who need to pay, it's too much for a lot of people to manage, I think.
What you have to understand at this point, Aubrey, is Restore have to get into power. It's non-negotiable for me.
I mean, I think just as your country is in similar state as mine, and I think we've got like in the next 10 to 15 years, I think we've got to get something done. We've got to stay in control because I don't know what will. I just think the brainwashing is so it's so large scale now, and all the people that are like these crazy liberals in my country that are like going crazy in Minneapolis, fighting for people that are rapists and murderers to not be deported. I mean, since when do we want them? Why would you want them? It's just common sense has left the building completely.
The thing is, I wouldn't surprise me if you'll start to see the reports of grooming gangs happening in your country as well.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they are.
Oh, I mean, America, like any city, you go to America, there'll be plenty of child prostitution going on.
I'm sure. Yeah.
America,
I mean, we know that there's a lot of human trafficking in different cities here, some more so than others. And I know Detroit, the Dearborn area, which is a very Muslim rich area, it's a big problem around there.
You will have your own grooming gang problems. You just haven't discovered them yet.
We haven't found them yet. Yeah. I was writing with somebody today. Maybe it was Ethereum and you guys earlier, and I was. Oh no, it was somebody else. But I was saying that I was just trying to imagine being taken into that kind of a situation as a young girl, and I just went pretty far into the thought process of it, and I just can't even imagine.
Well, most of these girls are from like they're in state care.
Right.
Their families all
that's who. Yeah, that's who. It's an easy target. That's what child molesters do. Pedophilia. They go after the girls without fathers, or It's sick. It's so sick. Those poor girls.
Well, my other story was. Rory Stewart calls anti-Muslim sentiment racism, igniting UK debate. And here we have him. And as Baudet described him as a golem with late-stage AIDS.
I think we've got to be very clear.
Oh, God.
This is basically racism. I mean, essentially, the AfD in Germany or the far right in Britain, or all those people on social media who are talking about Judeo-Christian values and saying,
"Hold on, we're not talking about Judeo-Christian values. Thank you very much." But yeah, this is so out of touch. Like Nigel does the same thing. Like, oh, I'll just call them racist. Yeah, you're in the wrong. We're past that now. This isn't going to work anymore.
But there's no racism toward white people ever. It's not allowed, I guess.
No.
It's not possible.
Well, like the
times that you can't be racist against a white person.
Well, like the Reform Football Club. that just no whites allowed. That's fine. That's fine, even though it absolutely breaks our laws. But it's no one cares.
You know, the thing that the word hate crime bothers me so much too, because I just feel like that's like racism in and of itself. A crime is a crime. A murder is a murder. I get that there's a different intent, but I don't think that makes it any worse than if you or I got murdered by somebody. So anyway, that's just a little thought.
Well, we did have the Home Office coming out and saying about how they're no longer going to be policing social media posts.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, the police time will no longer be wasted in investigating legal social media posts. See that legal bit?
Yeah,
that's a big problem because not much is legal. If you find someone somewhere who says this offends me,
well, the perception of you being a victim makes it illegal. So it's not really, you don't have to actually be a victim. You just have to think you are.
Isn't it if somebody else thinks you might be a victim, then that's okay. I think that's the standard, really.
Well,
it's time for white men and especially in particular to start getting some attorneys and getting some lawsuits going. You know, the pendulum always swings, and I've been waiting for this to happen. Seriously.
That's mental. No offense, but you don't know the British courts.
Oh, well, I'm thinking in America, I guess. Yeah.
No, that wouldn't help an Englishman going to court, especially because they're getting rid of jury trials. It's not going to help very much.
Yeah, by the way, that's a really good point, because do you know that for a speech offence in the UK, you are twice as likely to be convicted by a judge than a jury.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe that. I can't believe they're getting rid of jury trials. That seems so unbelievably
it's mental, isn't it? Yeah, they're getting, just to be clear, they're getting rid of them for like everything other than the more serious offences like murder and stuff. So the vast majority of crimes you will not get a jury trial, which is just mental. I mean, every single time there's been someone like an activist of some sort, whether it be Tommy Robinson or remember Count Dankers, so never a jury, always a judge. So they could just lay down the law and just go, listen, you've done wrong, blah, blah, blah. Tommy Robinson never been convicted by a jury in all of his trials, always judges, for a reason.
I mean, yeah, it's not a panel of your peers.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah. Well, I mean, even if you have a jury trial, are those jurors your peers?
Well, no, that's the thing. Not anymore. Oftentimes.
Yeah, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
Oftentimes, but you know what? It's surprising. I follow a lot of court cases and I watch a lot of trials from like start to finish, and it's surprising how many jurors they really do seem to typically take their job quite seriously. Of course, then you've got like O.J. Simpson, you know, that trial, and you've got jurors that just are crazy. But
well, this is why you can't have jury in a multicultural society.
No, you can't. They're not your peers. They're just not, and they have their own judgments that they're going to make.
Because racism only goes one way, as we all know.
Right, of course. Well, you guys are the evil white men.
We all know that the state is against us, right? We're talking. I feel like we're skirting around the reasons why, because we all know that there's some kind of cabal out there that's pretty fucking evil. It hates white people because it's happening in every white nation. So what's going on here, guys? Like, what is the cabal? Who are the people that are doing this to us? Because there's no way that Islam is doing this to the entire West by itself. Like, what kind of inbred Islamic nation has the IQ possible of being able to control all Western nations at the same time?
Somebody's pulling the strings.
There's someone else doing it.
Well, you like this, Dinobane. I saw this one post from this person saying Lotus Eaters are becoming increasingly difficult to watch because they were attacking Matt Goodwin. It's a funny name. I don't know.
You know, I've noticed that an awful lot of Zionists really support Reform UK. Have you noticed that? And they really dislike Restore Britain intensely. I've noticed
Yeah.
that. Have you seen if you go in the private chat, you can see a link to Restore UK's latest councillor candidate, which I thought was quite interesting, especially when you look in the comments about what people think about him, and his canvassing with the diverse groups of people that he supports.
Oh, you
man.
got that, Thorium. Oh,
Yeah. Another one.
Another one. I mean, it may as well be the Green Party. If you scroll down, you can see there's one image. No, if you like scroll past the anti-Semitic thing, there you go. I mean,
Reform, guys. I feel represented.
you see what it started like. Aubrey, do you know much about Reform UK and how it started out and what it represented?
A little bit. I was kind of there with. I'm friends with Iron Duke, and so he was kind of having me watch the whole thing when Nigel Farage came onto the scene, but not deeply.
Yeah, it was pretty much the opposite of this picture.
Right. Yeah. What they promised, what they said.
Yeah, it was an English/British first movement set up by patriots that wanted to save the country, enable mass deportations, and get rid of all the people that shouldn't be here, that are gaming the system and running Britain into the ground, as well as setting up grooming gangs, inquiries, and all this stuff. It was basically Restore Britain now, but a few years ago. And then obviously Nigel Farage got in charge, hired Zahir Yusuf as the chairman, tried to arrest Rupert Lowe, and the party just has went on a purity spiral ever since into the proper gutter of multicultural ethnic UK, and it's just never stopped since. They just keep on making mistake after mistake, and that's without even talking about the fact that they hired almost the entire Conservative Party that was in charge during the Boris wave. So you've just got to, and obviously COVID as well.
Yeah, they're better now. They've changed. They've changed their minds.
Why do you think Nigel Farage did such a turn like that? I mean, do you think he's just slimy, or
no? It's money.
Money.
Some people think he's always been kind of like a state asset. That's always because his whole career has been, oh, what's this upcoming right-wing party that's a nativist? Poor, better destroy that. And that's his proudest achievement of shutting these groups down.
Well, he's done it again. He's done it again with Reform UK. He's destroyed another one.
Yeah. Because I remember, Duke and everybody else, they were really excited that he got votes, that they got the votes that they did, and then
there was potential there.
Right.
And then
let's get rid of that picture because it's fucking disgusting. I don't like it very much.
So hopefully Restore though. But you guys have more trust in Rupert Lowe, don't you?
Yeah,
a lot.
There are a lot more trust, but there are no heroes. There's no kings.
Right.
He's going to need so much help. Everyone will try and infiltrate the party. They'll try and destroy it from within. They did that with the BNP. They did that with UKIP. They did that with Reform UK. They'll try it with Restore Britain. There's going to be a massive effort to destabilize the party, to try and corrupt it from within, to destroy its reputation from without.
I mean, it is a war, honestly.
Yes.
It's a war for survival of our people. I don't want to sound too dramatic. It really is. I mean, when we look at the statistics on when we're going to become a minority in our own country, and I say this to people as someone who, I'm not like a rabid, there's some people on Twitter are clearly they don't care if people think they're racist. They just go and say, I don't want anybody here. I've never been of that opinion. But it genuinely terrifies me that we're going to become a minority in this country. And I'm happy to kick out millions of people who really shouldn't be here in order to secure our future. They have their own countries. We have ours. And this is the most radicalizing thing I've seen, because we have to be radical. If you don't think it's a problem that our people are going to become a literal minority, then I don't know what to see. It's back to what we were talking about at the start, where I was saying we can agree on that. We can have disagreements over how to solve the problems, but if we can't agree that is a problem, then that is in itself a major effing problem. Do you know what I mean? And there's some people who are just yeah, let the British ethnicity die. And I'm just like, absolutely not. I mean, it's bizarre to me that the conditioning of people in our society where they, I mean, when I saw Layla Cunningham talk about that illegal migrant, she said in front of a bunch of university students, it was like a packed hall. You know, do you think that they should have access to everything they want in this country? And everyone went, yes. And you just go, oh my God, this is terrifying. Illegal migrants, not legal. It's terrifying what's happened. There's been a bizarre, Harrison Pitt calls it a perverse experiment. And I agree, on our society to turn around and say, let's just see. I mean, Tony Blair said it on camera. I put the video out a few times. He literally turned around and said, I wanted to turn Britain into a non-British country, a country where it was different peoples from all around the world. And you sit there and think, this has never been done before to an old world country. It's absolutely insane, but here we are.
I know a lot of college students that have said that that they get graded terribly if they go against that whole agenda in papers that they write and speeches that they give. And some of them are brave enough and they're like, I don't give a fuck. Give me an F, you know, whatever. But I'm doing the right thing. And yeah.
The problem you've got is that in the modern world, we end up conversing with lots of Canadians and Americans and so on. And obviously for New World countries, it's very, very different, right? Because those countries, they did have periods of massive amounts of immigration, particularly America, right? Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it forever. And it certainly doesn't mean you have to take immigrants from everywhere in the world. I
don't
agree.
think that was the intention.
You should discriminate. You should discriminate. But the truth is, it did happen at some point. So you will always have this country that's made up of, you know, Germans and Italians and all the rest of it, blah, 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 right? Whereas old world countries, there's very few where that's ever been the case. I mean, you could argue, you know, Belgium, which was invented out of thin air, is half French and half Dutch. But the vast majority of countries have a homogenous group that dominate that country or are the only people of that country. And Britain is no different. I mean, if you can look on the ethnic plot map where it basically says, it looks at your DNA and your heredity, and you'll find that the people of the British Isles are closer related than the people who are Han Chinese. And no one would deny that Chinese people are an ethnic group. So, you know, you've just got to accept that. I mean, obviously, we've drawn up our own borders in terms of England, Wales, Scotland, and so on. But the truth is, the people of these islands are a homogenous group. Do we have the right to carry on our existence in our homeland? Well, I would hope we do. And I'm certainly not going to go to the grave thinking I didn't try hard enough to keep it that way. But unfortunately, there are just way too many people who are absolutely comfortable with the idea of, if you arrived in this country or 5 days ago and you've now got a piece of paper that says you're as British as you and me, then you're fine. And by the way, that's what Reform believe. You know, that is literally. I mean, they've got a new councillor, Annis Huggan, a new council candidate, Annis Huggan, who he follows me on Twitter, and I posted up. The people in Reform now believe that Axel Rudder-Cabana, the son of Rwandan migrants who should never have been allowed into this country, who murdered people these little girls in Southport, is as British as you and me. And he said he was born here. He is. That to me is just insane. I mean, by the way, we don't have to go to the candidates. Danny Kruger, who I was always told was one of the good ones, so to speak. Danny Kruger appeared on Winston Marshall's show and said that if two Afghans have a child here, they're as much the heirs to Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, William the Conqueror, and Alfred the Great as the rest of us are. That's not true. That's just not true. And again, they want you to believe this stuff. Now, look, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. In fact, I hear conspiracies all the time that I dismiss, but I'm getting weaker and weaker on that because as time goes on, I'm realizing some of them are true. But let's just indulge me for a second on a conspiracy theory. If there was a conspiracy, right, to make sure that the population of this country were replaced, right? And we had to accept it, right? First, you would corrupt the left-wing party. That would be the Labour Party. And Tony Blair did that, right? Because the Labour Party used to be actually quite culturally conservative. Not on economics, but on culture it was. I mean, even when you go back to the founding of the party, it was founded on Christian values, the idea of being, you know, help the poor and stuff, right? So He corrupted that party to make them globalists. Then the Conservatives came next, because the Conservatives, remember, David Cameron did the whole heir to Blair thing, right? I'm going to be the heir to Tony Blair, okay? Did that. And obviously the Conservatives became globalists too. You know, we'll believe in open borders as well. What's the final thing that you have to do is get patriots, real patriots, to vote for this. And what a reform pushing right now. We'll deal with this problem, but you look under the hood for 2 seconds and you find they'll only make it worse.
Yeah. Like Matt Goodwin's shitty little book, like talking, you know, we're going to be demographically replaced. Then you ask Matt, okay, Matt, what do you want to do about it? Well, don't be racist. That's all he's got.
Yeah.
Thanks. Brilliant.
Yeah. Matt Goodwin, Matt Goodwin, obviously, he pimps out his book, right? And peddles it to people who believe what we believe. And then he goes on podcasts like this one and laughs at them for believing what he believes. This is what we believe, sorry. This is the insanity of what he's doing right now. He's literally what you would describe as a grifter. He is selling something, and then he's laughing at you in the background. That's what I've seen of Matt Goodwin. And I don't think I'm being unfair in my characterization of him there. I mean, he went on Winston Marshall's podcast, and the two of them were laughing at the idea of mass deportations and remigration, saying this is ludicrous. Meanwhile, he was sat there saying, we are being demographically replaced. Please buy my book. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Dinobane, you were talking about this yesterday, right? Or last night, or like I watched your video, and it said it was like 16 hours ago from last night. So, right? Were you talking about that, Matt Goodwin?
The AI generated book of his.
Yeah.
And then there's also Matt Goodwin's connections to Hope Not Hate as well.
Yeah.
You know, he was a rabid leftist, and he had some kind of angelic, mystical conversion to the right wing. And we've got to recognize that there's a bunch of people that claim to be right wing. They're plastic patriots. Mm-hmm. They're designed to cloak themselves in the sheep's clothing. They're the wolves, and to destroy the party and the movement from the inside.
Was it true that Matt Goodwin wrote a dossier of how to sort of...
Yeah.
Oh, you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, how to destroy the right wing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's literally acting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the funny thing, right? Like they don't even hide their agenda in a lot of ways. Like, I mean, they've written out what they wanted to do long ago with our universities, how they wanted to take them over. I mean, like Islam, I mean, we know their plan. And it's just like we know these things. People wake up. That's why I know you guys aren't. Well, I don't know about all of you guys, but I know I'm a Christian. I don't know about the rest of you on the panel, but I feel like there's honestly a really demonic force, and
it's religious and ideological in its intent, and that's why it's so difficult to deal with, because it goes beyond hatred. It's fundamental to them. You look at the Talmud and you look at the Quran, they both talk about world domination. They both, the Talmud in particular mentions Goyim, or in some instances, Europeans, and they want to destroy Europe before they can bring on the Messiah. So there's a certain series of steps that they need to implement before the new Messiah will be brought upon us to judge everything. It's properly fucked up. It's messed up. But then if you go past that, you've got other ideologies and other countries that still hate us anyway. Like the Chinese, for instance, they don't want to destroy us wipe us from the earth, but they want to subjugate us because of what we did during their what do they call it? The
century of humiliation.
Yeah, that was it. The century of humiliation. So they hate us for that, and they want to do exactly the same thing to us to what we did to them. So you've got the Chinese, you've got the Islamists, you've got the Zionists, you've got all of these different people competing to destroy Western nations all at the same time. And yet every now and again, someone concentrates on one of those things and brings it up in a conversation, but it's everyone, guys. It's the entire world trying to destroy Western civilization.
And, you know, like, again, as a Christian, we believe that, like, angels and demons are fighting this battle out, right, all around us. And we don't see it. It's on a little bit of a different plane. And I don't know. You know, I know every generation probably says, like, oh, the end times are coming. They're coming near, whatever. And I'm not saying that that's the case, but there's more and more of what's happening with Revelations, because like, they say that that everything that is common sense, right, will not make sense anymore to half of, or whatever.
They've already burned the red heifers on the Temple Mount, so
I mean,
they're obviously serious.
Can you imagine how silly it would be if we had a major nation that was dictating its foreign policy based on 2,000-year-old biblical prophecies? That would be mad.
We don't have to. We don't have to. Yeah, we don't. I mean,
or basing wars upon them as well.
Yeah.
That apparently we need to get involved with for some reason.
I mean, Aubrey,
imagine. Go on.
Are you making fun of my face?
No, Aubrey, you mentioned there that these people are brazen with their plans. Well, you just look at the UN Migration Replacement Pact. Like, I've heard the Lotus Eaters talk about this and downplay it and say, well, actually, they're just talking about the economic aspect, how it would improve GDP, and that it might be something to, you know, improve the economy with the lowering of the birth rates. But I don't think it is quite as benign as that. I think that is the mask-off plan, just watered down to make it palatable so it would go through and then people can vote for it. But if you look at their reasons for doing it, low birth rate. Well, what enables a low birth rate? You start enabling 9-month full-term abortions. That check. Right. That's in the UK.
So sick.
You've got the government doing the state-sponsored euthanasia. So for old people or depressed people, maybe you've sprained your ankle. Hey, you know what you should do? Kill yourself. It's like that girl that got gang raped in Spain. They didn't offer her any help. They encouraged her to kill herself, and then they harvested her organs. So and then you've got all the social demands and pressures. So they're flooding the countries with these migrants that hate us, which decreases the amount of security in the country, increases competition for jobs and university places, makes it much more difficult to get on the housing ladder, makes it much more difficult to find partners and settle down and have a family, which lowers the birth rate. And if you do manage to settle down and have a family, you've got up until 9-month term abortion. It's like all these different things at play at the same time to reduce the birth rate. And then they say, because the birth rate is being reduced, we need to give you more migrants.
I mean, and if you guys, like, I mean, Therium, I know, like, what you think about my Christian faith, but, like, if you don't think that that is potentially demonic, all of this, I mean, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos, and it's happening in so many areas where it's just not happening. I mean, even just look at our political sphere now, like the hatred in my country between the Democrats and the Republicans is insane. You know, they used to, when I was in the 90s, like, they would reach across the floor and, like, work together. It's insanity now. And the people, by the way, that are being elected, like, and Jasmine Crockett, thank God she just got out. But it's just absolute filth. I mean, I can't believe, like, I look at her and she's speaking like ghetto speak, which, by the way, she's from St. Louis, where I'm from. And she has, her father is a judge, and she went to a very good prep school, but she knows her constituents. So, you know, she goes and does this whole, like, ghetto speak thing. And I'm just like, that is who they thought was the best person to have, you know, whether it's Senate or Congress.
Here's a taste of your politicians. Kristi Noem, that dumb bitch. Her cross-dressing husband Byron pouting busty bimbo photos. So Kristi Noem's husband, he's a cross-dresser in this sort of a weird fetish thing where you've just got as much silicone and shit pumped into you as possible. Yeah, there are pictures. This is what he gets up to.
I don't know who
my
these people are.
God.
I don't want to know who the fuck are these people.
Christy Nome was, what was she, like the head of Department of Homeland
Homeland
Security or
Security.
something?
Wasn't
Yeah.
it Homeland Security? Department
Yeah.
of Homeland Security.
They're
Yeah.
all craved fucking perverts
So
and
she's
devil worshippers.
she's right at the top, and this
Demonic.
standard. I'm sorry you have to see this, everyone, but this is
Yeah, I am
running
too.
everything.
Thank you for showing
Jesus
us.
Christ. Yeah.
You know
And
what?
it's
When
like-
we get to my stories, it's going to be a whole different feel on this show.
See, this is how they present themselves, the good Christian MAGA couple. Absolute filth.
Well, that's not a good Christian then. I mean,
Is that you sort of saying you want to get to your stories, Aubrey?
I do. I think we're ready. What do you think?
We're ready, are we?
I will say on the and this what you're saying, Dinobane, about like you've got all these different sides. And the one thing I really can't stand is how I'm sort of, you're always pushed. You've got to pick a side. You got to pick like this side or that side. I can hate both of you. That's no problem for me.
I'm on the English side, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to. Okay, hold on.
I've got it ready for you. Because,
You what?
Oh, you can share your scare. I thought
you-
the ones you've sent me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
I'll
didn't
show
send
you.
you one of them though. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So these
this one,
are Aubrey's headlines.
Yeah, I didn't want this one, but that's okay.
You didn't want this one?
No, I've got the 3 that were the most recent now.
Oh, bloody
So
hell,
yeah,
Aubrey.
take it down. Here, I'm
Fine.
gonna share.
Fine. You
share
share
my
your
screen.
screen then.
Okay, can you see this?
No, not yet.
Okay, then this is blocking it. Hold on. Just a second. I'm trying to do this.
Oh,
While you're doing that, I think free
Here we
from
go.
Zionism albion is a good point, right? There's a reason that all of these perverts and sycophants are in positions of power. It's because they're easy to manipulate. It's like Keir Starmer with his Ukrainian bum boy scandal that's just about to come out. They're all compromised, guys. They've all got something that they can hold over them to make them toe the line. You look at the President Trump, the way that he was acting before the Epstein files were teased and kept on being teased. And then eventually he just completely flipped and became someone else completely. So I think everyone's compromised, everyone in a position of power. There's a video that was released recently with Matt Caney, Keir Starmer, and Anthony Albanese all saying the same script about diversity and all that bullshit, like literally reading the same words, but changing the countries out. They've all they're being given scripts to read, guys.
One of the things I hear from certain reform fags is that they just hope that they can, like, it's just like, look, just keep your head down and infiltrate the party, and then one day you can be someone. That's such shit. I was thinking, because I feel like you're just, if you do that, right, you just eat the shit. It's going to corrupt you. You say all the diversity built Britain. You keep saying this shit all these years, and it's just, and that's assuming you're not sort of put in like these compromising positions. So they got compromise on you. It's just really bad for your soul.
We've heard about also entryism for all the Tories, Reform, Liberal Democrats, maybe, who knows? And it's sort of like, look, they shut down anything right of them. They shut down anything left of them. They're not worried about because they're the lovelies, and that's what's part of what's allowed everything to happen. Well, I mean, there's conspiracy theories upon conspiracy theories. It's hard to tell what's true and what's not. And I'm not saying there's any of the conspiracy theories aren't true. That perhaps every single last one of them's true.
They're all true. Yeah.
I was going to say, it seems like they're not conspiracy theories. They're just facts that are yet to be proven.
Yeah. That too. But you know what I mean. Anyway, Aubrey, your stories.
All right, here's my first one.
Okay.
Yeah, let me turn this up. Just see it. How freaking cute this is. God, I want to hug that bear.
You do know that a bear is in captivity, don't you?
My friends have told me that they think I will probably die by hugging a bear.
Women always pick the bear. We know
Because I
this.
would see a bear on the set of like.
Yeah. Is this you coming at you picking the bear?
I have no idea why this was sent, like shown on my feed, except that I love animals. But anyway, that bear is just so freaking cute. So here's my next one. Now this is so me. It's not even funny. You ready?
Go on.
This is a good MAGA girl or something like that in America.
America, fuck yeah.
Not a great shot, actually. Yeah.
You still haven't done. You haven't still haven't
It's
done
cool,
that
but I
lethal
can shoot
weapon
so
thing.
much better than her. But that was my next one because I
You
we
shoot
still need to
covered
do the lethal
ones.
weapon thing.
we covered your shooting, and it was from 5 yards away.
It was not 5 yards. Thank you very much. It was that was when I brought the paper to me to look at it. But thank you, God, Therium. I'm gonna kick your ass one of these days. One of these days, when you don't have your bow or your sword in hand. Okay, now this is the cutest though, and this actually made me cry a little bit. So here's a veteran, and he's going to. He's saluting
Oh,
them.
are you sure this is not AI? That was a little bit too
Yeah, that looks
perfect, if you ask
AI.
me.
Look at that.
Oh my
This is
God.
AI. This is AI. Another boomer
It is
one-shotted
not.
by AI.
That
Yeah,
is
this
AI.
The dog doesn't move at all. Like, look at that. That's
You guys,
like,
you know
that's-
what? They actually do this stuff though.
This is
the
AI.
Anheuser what?
This is AI.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
horse didn't look kind of fake. But,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, guys.
Thanks for
It's been
taking
an
away
absolute-
my thunder.
It's been an absolute pleasure, but I'm going to have to go. So I'll catch you guys later. But thank you very much for having me on. I really
Nice
enjoyed
to
it.
meet
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks very much. Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yes, those a totally different feel with my videos, aren't they?
Yeah. And those were your headlines, were they? Or
Yeah, they were actually. They were.
Fair enough.
so you've got one AI video, one of a bear, and one of a girl.
A girl
walking and
shooting. Yeah,
This is women, isn't it?
I
This is
love
just
my
women.
guns.
Right. Okay. So just to clue you in, Dinobane, what we do is we talk about the 3 headlines that come on our X post. If you have 3 headlines or something you'd like to discuss, you can bring it up now.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look then.
We
You
find it
guys
interesting
talk amongst
to see-
yourselves.
What is it?
I'll see what I saved in my bookmarks.
I think
Well,
it's
I've got-
telling sometimes what these headlines are.
I've got a
Psychology
thing.
experiment.
So we had everyone's favorite cutthroat capitalist, Hassan Piker, going to Cuba, where he was demonstrating them the problems with communism by making the starving children dance for cookies.
Oh
And-
God!
People were criticizing this. I think this is perfectly reasonable. Like,
Oh God!
the starving children don't get cookies for free. You know, Hassan Piker.
No.
He's gonna show them that everything has value. Nothing comes for free. Well done,
Yeah.
Hassan Piker.
You didn't earn those, even though you're malnourished.
No, they didn't earn it. But they're dancing.
Well, they
You know,
did
you've got
once
to-
they started dancing, right? He made them. work.
I also expect this whenever I go to a foreign country.
You're
because-
very cold-blooded.
You see, like, you imagine being a diseased, blighted foreigner who's cut off from the light of England, and then, you know, when I go to them, it's like they see a little bit of that. Like, I expect some sort of praise and thanks. The natives should entertain me.
Oh my God, you are so funny. God, Darian, you are so funny. Oh my
Because
God.
we had a
I forgot there was one other video that is like a dedication to Therium because I thought of you. I don't know why it came up on my stream. It was a short little thing, but I don't know if I saved it.
Okay, not to worry. Donovan, do you have your 3 news
I'm
stories
looking
from
for
X?
I'm looking for the clip that I need. It's
Ah,
off
right,
Keir
okay.
Starmer, so apologies for anyone that doesn't want to listen to the quisling little piece of shit. But yeah, well, it involves context, so I like to set up the context first before I show something else.
Okay.
I need to find that specific clip.
Oh well, Aubrey, what while Dinobane, have you got that dedication
I can't
to
find
Tharium?
it. I can't find
You
it, but
can't
what it
find
was,
it.
what
Oh my
it was
God.
a guy sitting there with this like sword, and he was practicing in a chair, and he was just like practice. He said he practices every night with his sword play, and I was like, oh my God, Tharium, this is Tharium.
Well, speaking of swords, the best trick I ever saw with a sword, and this is so shit. Do you remember Clancy Brown in Highlander Tharium? That shit when he spins the sword round his arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose you hate the Highlander thing and the fact that he assembles a sword.
The problem with the Highlander is he goes and gets a katana. I mean, what a weeb. What are you doing, man?
Well, you
Yeah.
need a good claymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially from Scotland.
That's what the Scottish had, right? When they would fight.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
this because of Outlander. So I
yeah.
get my education through Outlander books.
Very difficult to make because they're so big.
You know,
well,
what
those
that would
aren't
have been like
claymores.
to fight with those and how heavy they were, and
I've got one being shipped to me from China, a big Zweihander at the moment. It's 5.5 feet long.
God, someday
I tell you what, no one is going to notice my tiny penis when I've got a 5.5 foot long sword.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Did also,
Didn't it?
Dinobane, please tell me you're ready. Please.
I did also have me and Mercian when we finally meet. Oh, you got. Okay, you can do that.
Can we thought, and then we'll move on to this.
Well, I've got this little one to share. Me and you, when we finally meet and we have our duel, I realized that I might not win this. Because, can you share mine?
I'll quickly, but then we'll go back to Dinobane.
Yeah, it's just a quick one. Because this is it's a man with a machete versus a car. I think the car wins, unfortunately.
This will be you and Mercian in his rally car, and you with your sword.
He slowed down. He should have just floored it.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Yeah. Use the talk against him.
This is a fun Saturday night.
Oh. So, I don't think I'm going to win our duel, Mercian.
No police anywhere.
No.
They're too busy arresting fucking grandmas for social media tweets. All right, so apologies, guys, but let's listen to this gormless twat.
We've seen a devastating rise in Islamophobia, leaving people feeling fearful and unsafe in their own country. I've heard firsthand of women wearing hijab
in their own country
who are too scared to travel by public transport.
Okay, right, that's where I want to stop it, right?
Fearful and devastating rise in Islamophobia, leaving people feeling fearful and unsafe in their own country.
Right, listen to this next bit.
I've heard firsthand of women wearing hijab who are too scared to travel by public transport.
All right, Keir Starmer, right? I've got a challenge for you. How about this? Share screen. Where is it?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
There we go.
Oh, hey.
So he's scared of Muslim women traveling on public transport. What about the young girls that have to travel on public transport and then there's other ethnic men harassing them? Let's watch this video.
Oh, God.
Do Muslim women have to deal with this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
There's Basil.
Nice
It's Basil
kick in the
again.
face.
We can't escape Basil,
Nice.
can we?
No one can, not on X.
Yeah.
God, that's so gross. Oh my
Unless-
god!
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god!
they've probably just left her there as well. You
Oh my
know,
god! Does she
They did.
die?
No, the train's not
No.
moving. Obviously,
But
I think she was fine.
They
but
can have an
I don't-
electrical. They can get
Yeah, maybe.
electrocuted too.
I think she ended up fine. But the thing is that when Keir Starmer comes out and by the way, that speech that he made was because a black Welsh choir boy murdered three young girls. And then the government lied about that for 2 weeks and said, don't speculate. Turned out all the speculation was correct. The country erupted in anger, rightly so. And he came out and said, Islamophobia is the problem. Not the fact that three young girls got murdered, and then started saying that women in hijabs were afraid to use public transport. Says nothing about stuff like this, though.
I mean, also, I have never seen a report of like an attack on women in hijabs, and if there was, that would be everywhere. It just doesn't happen.
No.
Now, I never see any reports. It's like Keir Starmer came out when those 4 ambulances got attacked and said that anti-Semitism is running rife in the UK.
Yeah.
The people that got arrested were 2 individuals that were never identified. They've been released on bail now, so they're probably Jewish. And again, right, the whole media went fucking mental saying Islamophobia is everywhere. But like a bunch of people just got rammed into by an Indian guy, and all of the mainstream media is quiet about it. Keir Starmer's fucking said nothing, absolutely nothing. Imagine a car rammed through a bunch of Muslims. I mean, it'll be everywhere. Or a bunch of Jewish people. It'll be everywhere.
We'll be hearing it for years to come. Like Grenfell, like keep on bringing that up. You'll never get away from it. If it ever happens to a Muslim, it'll just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. They won't let it go. It's like the Christchurch shooter and January the 6th and every the few times something like that happens, they just never let it go.
I've got something.
We're still hearing about Gamergate this day.
What'd you
Sorry,
say?
Aubrey.
Oh no! I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
No, I was just saying how if anything happens against their side of things, we never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, got this from Nigel Farage talking about
this is 1940 all over again.
The
existence of our nation, its culture, its identity is under threat.
What are you going to do about it, Nigel?
To stand up and fight for it with everything I've got.
What does that mean, Nigel?
Import more foreigners.
The real question is who's it under threat from?
Yeah, like he's talking about the Nazis are back again. What the fuck are you talking about, Nigel? 1940 again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because
Nigel could spend.
Go on, sorry, Dinobane.
Nigel can have a 1 hour long speech, and he will spend 58 minutes talking about absolutely fuck all, and in the last 2 minutes, he's asking for sponsorship money.
Yeah. also, they're apparently at all these conferences, they're begging for candidates to people for people to sign up, which shows that maybe you're struggling there. If you're begging people at random conferences to sign up for your silly candidates, maybe
is that they can't get past the MI5 screening or something? or the hate
Probably
screening?
not.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, their shine's really gone. They're all
and
way
now
down.
we've got an attack. We've got another attack on what it means to be English.
You'll love this,
Are we
Aubrey.
not becoming too dog friendly? From coffee shops, restaurants, and retailers like IKEA, Zara, and John Lewis, dog friendly spaces are becoming easy to come by. There are 13.5 million pet dogs in the UK, and 36% of households own at least one dog. But people who are allergic to dogs or afraid of them say that the rise of these dog-friendly spaces is a concern. One woman with the extreme fear of dogs told the BBC that she feels trapped.
Well, then she should take some fucking tablets or something. Stupid bitch.
Can we have a picture of this woman? I'm just asking.
Let me guess what she's wearing.
Hijab.
Yep. Yeah. How
No,
did you
like
guys-
these? Imagine, right? Imagine you're so terrified of dogs that you can't leave the house. Then you need some
Therapy.
pills or something. Yeah, you need
Yep.
therapy. There's something wrong with you, not England.
Right.
Fucking people.
They're trying to put a legislation through too in New York to ban dogs, like man's best friend, because of these Islamic people that think they're disgusting, I guess.
Did
Well,
you
they're
see?
haram, aren't they?
Stephen Barrett, that lawyer, who's an absolute reform fan.
What a weird guy he is, by the way. Have you
Right?
seen him recently? Just proper
Yeah.
going all in, isn't he? Like, what
Well,
are we
you
talking
see-
about? A mask off.
You see his response to this, which I'm going to call the official reform response, is that Muslims don't hate dogs. You're being told they do to make you hate Muslims. Don't play that game.
I saw that.
God.
And then he responds,
it's also a faith of peace.
yeah, they respond with this peak Reddit energy. I really don't recommend contradicting me. Hide, reply, and block will be your fate. Oh no.
Oh no. Not
See,
that.
with Stephen Barrett, physiognomy really comes into play. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, you guys know? Do you know what that means? When you look at
Yeah,
someone,
yeah. We watch
Yeah,
AI.
Mitch is
We
really
know
into that.
physiognomy.
Mitch talks about that a lot.
It's every time, isn't it?
Well, I recall when you were on the Anglo gang stream and we had Stephen Barrett talk about how to avoid getting questioned by the police or something. You weren't happy with him then, and you might have had a point.
Who, me?
Yeah. You did.
I don't remember being on a stream with Barrett.
No, you weren't on a stream.
We
with Barrett,
talked about
the
him.
video. You were talking about him.
Okay, yeah. He's a freak. You can just tell.
You weren't happy with him then, so yeah. You're nothing if consistent.
Here we go. Yeah.
And he's a Zionist, so a couple of points off in my book straight away there.
He's the go-to barrister that GB News go to.
Yeah,
for a reason.
I've got it.
For a reason. For a reason. Yeah, he's pro-Zionism, pro-Reform UK, pro-immigration, it seems like, as well.
Yeah.
Multiculturalism. He's one of those people I talked about. He wormed his way into the right-wing movement, became a voice, but now his mask has come off and everyone could see that he was just a lying scumbag. He is just as bad as the Green Party.
Cases.
Yeah. Ressort seems to have just really fucked with the plans of all these people, because they're all hoping that, we've got nice reform. It's going to be the nice containment option. We funnel everyone into there, and then they're stuck there. And now we're not. Oh dear. All that groundwork up in route.
They had it in the bag. They really did. All they had to do was just keep lying, like kicking the can down the road. Everything that they were saying, like when it comes to remigration and all this stuff, Nigel Farage always had the caveats in his speech. He was like, when we get elected, we will stop mass immigration into this country. When we get elected, we will start deporting people when they come to our country illegally. Didn't ever say that he would actually deport the people that are here already, or do anything about the grooming gangs or the millions of people that have just disappeared into the ether. No, he's on a way out. And recently, by the way, he came out, if you didn't see it, he was questioned. The reporter or something said, so everyone thinks that, or everyone believes that Restore UK is the pro-remigration party. And Farage was like, oh, we didn't say that. No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. It's the pro-fucking migration party. It's what are you doing?
He never said he was the anti-migration party. He never said he was the anti-tax party.
The
he
opposite,
never said
the opposite.
Things. Yeah, never said any of these things. Hello, JFC. I haven't said hello to you yet. Welcome to the stream.
How's it going, lads? And lads.
Good. And Farage has said how they're not going to be stripping citizenship of anyone. Because, of course, once you've got the paper, you're British forever.
Well, it's like the Spanish. I mean, what a traitorous prime minister they've got. Like, just allowing 500,000 North Africans like citizenship. They were illegal immigrants, 500,000 of them. The, like the rapes have gone through the roof. It's like within what is it? Since he got elected, the amount of rapes in the country has gone up by 5 times. That's just mental.
Let third world
Well, I'm not
people come
surprised.
in and you have a third world country. It's so true.
Yeah.
Well, you see the Japanese woman who just got in. The supposed to be the anti-migration party, and then she's signing off on 805,000 specific skilled worker visas and 426,000 new training program with path to family reunion and permanent residency.
It's the infiltration. It's the fake. It's what they do in every country. They put this person out of nowhere as the figurehead, basically Nigel Farage, right? So in this country, they're doing that with Nigel Farage. In Canada, they did that with Mark Carney. In Australia, they did that with Anthony Albanese. In New Zealand, they did that with that coke sniffing psycho bitch. I don't know what her name is. In Italy, they did that with. In Italy, they did that with Maloney. And in Poland, they did that with Tusk. You know, they're just everywhere. They just pick these WEF, young global leaders, or maybe they're from Goldman Sachs or something, and they just stick them there, pretend they're right wing, and they get elected and then do the opposite of what they were elected to do, and no one does anything, and they get away with it every single time. It's mental.
And they didn't exactly do that with Mark Carney. He was the left-wing option, but our right-wing option, the guy they tried to do that with, Pierre Poilievre, he got so destroyed by Trump. He's so weak and spineless, and he couldn't even handle the whole Trump wanting to annex Canada, which was a joke to begin with.
Right. It was never going to happen.
Anyone who took that seriously does not understand Trump. We've been watching him in politics for 10 years, and we've seen him in the public sphere for decades prior to that. He never clearly meant it.
No,
it was all just a shit test. It's just a shit test.
I did see one clip of a debate with the Canadian lot, the parties, and it was just them all trying to pretend that, all saying that they are the most pro-Indian.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got 2 Americans in the house.
Who can simp for foreigners the most?
You got 1 Canadian and 1 American.
Canadian and American.
Oh, 1 American, 1 Canadian. Okay.
Yep.
That's like I've no. Okay.
We're so
let me know what you guys think
tonight.
Let me know what your opinion on his take on America is.
Oh God.
So people say Israel controls America. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Well, through Israel, which America fund, they've just obliterated all these nations. When if it was America obliterating them, there might be a big backlash from the American public. So is it Israel using America, or is it America using Israel? Is Israel a base there for the United States for their interests in the Middle East? And then they can always blame Israel. Who knows? So
who knows? Says Tommy Robinson, the fucking Zio show. Who knows?
Nah, thought.
No one wants to talk about that. A little bit too risky.
I am so anti-America right now.
I know you are, Therium. I know.
You know the Ayatollah, right? He just wanted death to America and death to Israel. I mean, are we?
That's all.
And I listened to that. And
He was a good guy, misunderstood.
Are we really so different, he and I?
No, you're not. That's what's scary. I cannot wait to actually someday meet you, Therium. I'm so curious about who you actually are.
Well, I mean, Trump's shit. Yeah, his latest thing from the White House. All of those countries that can't get jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the United Kingdom, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, I have a suggestion for you. Number 1, buy from the US. We have plenty. No, you don't. Number 2, build up some delayed courage and go to the Strait and just take it. You will have to start learning how to fight for yourself. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Well, fucking arsehole. Right, USA never
You don't want us there. Come on, Therium. You don't want us. You talk about
this attitude. But this attitude of the USA won't be there for you never has been.
Yeah. Well,
Never.
you say all the time that you don't want us to come and be the saviors and to do this and that, and that, World War II
it would also be kind of
all this shit.
It would also be nice if America didn't just go and leave a steaming pile of shit on the table and then tell everyone else to clean it up.
Because who's cleaning up after us? Come on.
Well, this is what he's
guys,
saying.
You haven't. I mean, let's give the globalists their credits, right? They'll gain a lot of control over the population if fuel is no longer readily available to everyone. You realize that, right?
Very true.
Yep.
So maybe this was all orchestrated in the first place. And again, it's like when you talk about conspiracy theories now, I kind of feel like it's worth mentioning every single one because it seems like they might end up being the right ones. Maybe they destroyed the infrastructure and curtailed the oil shipments coming out of the Strait of Hormuz because they want to reroute the pipelines through Israel. By the way, Netanyahu, there's a video of him saying just that. Let's give let's put 30% of the world's oil through Israel. Let a country that doesn't blackmail anyone or doesn't manipulate anyone, let them control 30% of the world's oil. But also, if you restrict oil and jet fuel going to the Western world, that means that people are not able to travel freely. They're locked up in their local communities, their 15-minute cities. They have to rely on public transport. It becomes much harder to do anything, and you need more permission from the government to do anything. And then carbon credit taxes might be added to that. So the digital ID might be linked to that as well. Maybe it's just another step, another layer in the ultimate form of control. They've already laid out the plans for it. So maybe this is just another step, another false dichotomy of coercion that they need to convince people, well, guys, there's no more fuel, so you're going to have to, give up your car or get special permission to go and get the fuel. You need to register for this app or something. You just don't know what's going on with these guys behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't distrust Trump in that way, actually.
Well, that's retarded.
Well, thank you.
The nutty religious side of this whole thing, that definitely been seems
That's the thing. Yeah.
I have no problem with Iran's leader being killed, and that the people in Iran.
So it's great now he's been replaced with his son. Whoa.
Well, I know that's the problem when you kill somebody, you don't know who's going to take over, and it could be worse. I know.
I'm not right. I don't actually. I'll confess, I really don't know anything about Iran. The only thing I know is the stuff that the mainstream media has told me about Iran. I've never been there. I've never spoken to the Iranian people. I don't know what it's like to live there. I don't know whether they're happy about this or sad about this or upset or anything. Where do you get your information from about, I'm glad that this guy is dead?
I get it from my boyfriend who fought in Iraq, and he was, there was a lot of conflict with Iran at that time. My father, who was a naval officer, and
hold on that point.
A friend of ours, what?
On that point, this is a weird new narrative that's being spun as if Iran is behind all the terrorism. When Iran,
I never said that.
But no, not you. But
it is the narrative, though. Yeah, it is the narrative,
and it's like, so the groups that Iran has been funding.
By the way, Tharim, before we do that, by the way, if you disagree with that, then you're an Islamist and you love Iran and you hate the West.
Yeah.
Remember,
I support the terrorists. Yeah, but it's like the groups that Iran has been funding. They've been mainly fighting against the Arab states and in Lebanon against Israel a bit. Like the groups that America has actually been fighting that they complain about, that's the Taliban and ISIS, and America started them. Yeah, so these are Sunni Islamist groups. They're nothing to do with Iran, but there's been Iran is the all the terrorism is an Iranian.
There's a lot of money that goes through Iran, but my other sources are, we have some friends that are from Iran. And they have talked about why they left and how horrible. I mean, the country changed so much from where it was in the 70s.
Is it worse than China?
I don't know. I know that in the 70s it was. Are you guys laughing at me?
Never.
A little bit.
In the 70s, it was a really like westernized place, and people. It was very modern, and
So was the UK.
yeah, so was America too. I know, but
maybe not in the 70s, 50s and 60s, maybe.
no, it was in the 70s that they were in Iran.
I'm talking about the UK.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, like the Pahlavi regime, they weren't popular with the Iranian people. That's the problem, because a lot of the Iranian people just viewed them as degenerate Western pimps. That's why they were overthrown.
Well,
and like the shit that you hear from some of these magatards at the moment, like short-term pain for long-term gain. What is the long-term gain exactly here? What, that women in Iran might not have to wear hijab? Oh, send the boys in
anywhere.
You know, I'm not saying that I support this, and I'm not saying that I support major action being taken in Iran or anything further. And I definitely don't want boots on the ground. I don't want that. I don't want to see that. So, don't think I'm like let's take Iran out, but
they're already talking about sending the refugees to Europe and the UK anyway. So I don't think I think we're the ones that would have the fallout of this, like literal nuclear fallout. The people will spread across Europe and into the UK
as planned every time.
I do have a mini Iron Duke on my shoulder saying, move on from this subject. She's just a girl. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Thank you, Duke. And this is another reason why I love you.
I mean,
because you do protect me always.
Well, even the little one on my shoulder telling me that.
One of the
he wasn't actually saying that. You're haunted. No. You're haunted by Duke now.
Yeah, I'm haunted by Duke because he will be on the private discourse. Like,
he will come after you if you're mean to me. Therium, just wait, because you've been
I know.
You're gonna deal with
he'll put gunboat.
God, I love that man. He's wonderful.
Off the canal next to me, and
I am just a girl.
Seriously, Mercia, she's just a girl.
She's just a girl.
I mean, one of the other things that's happened in this is we seem to be at war with Iraq again. Not Iran. What? Iraq. Because Iraq have greenlit the 250,000 paramilitary forces to start attacking, to retaliate against strikes by the United States. So what was the fucking point of all this shit? All this shit that like all this time in Afghanistan. Now, Afghanistan, who's in charge again? Oh, the Taliban. Now we're at war with Iraq again.
We can thank Biden for that. Because
who ended up? Does anyone know who bombed Cyprus? By the way, no one really.
Well, we heard it didn't come from Iran. We heard it didn't come from Iran.
Did it? Didn't. It's weird. They never told you which country it came from, though. That's kind of strange, isn't it? It's like the ambulances. They arrested those two guys, released them on bail, but didn't give their ethnicity.
Yeah, and then in the Chagos Islands, that one attack, Iran's been very happy to take credit for all sorts of strikes because they've been doing that. They've been doing a great job. Like Iran has exceeded everyone's expectations, but the Chagos Islands, apparently they didn't.
Did you know Iran just bombed part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, wiping $4 billion off their map? It's kind of weird. They're closest allies. Isn't that strange?
Therium is so gleefully happy right now. I can hear it. You're smiling with your anti-American sentiment. You're loving it.
It's the death of the American empire.
It is not the death of the American empire. That's not happening. And you better hope that doesn't happen. Because you know what? As Iron Duke has pointed out many times, your Navy, and listen, I love England, unlike you who hates America. I love England. And but you guys have your Navy was like cut, I think by Tony Blair, I believe he said that you guys had like 70 frigates and now you've got like 7. It's ridiculous. I don't know why.
Yeah, America
totally by accident. Yeah, totally by accident.
You think
an oversight.
You think
no, I'm not
America?
saying.
You think America wants its vassals to have strong, independent militaries they can tell, so they can tell America to fuck off? No, that's not happening.
America
Okay,
was
well,
great
you know
before
what?
it
Don't
became
count on
minority
America
white.
then if something happens and in again like a world war. I mean, because we didn't help at all.
You just came. America came in at late when it realized,
okay.
we can sweep up a lot of Europe.
Let's not spiral. Let's not spiral. I like America, right? I like America. I like the idea of America, the old one.
Right.
But since you guys have just completely opened the borders and allowed the psychopaths into Congress, I don't like America as much. And it's got nothing to do with like the European Americans I really like, but you're in a minority now in your own country, and I don't think you realize it. Like, you need a census or something as soon as possible so you can find out how fucked you are.
Yeah.
By the way, the English, we're in no position to speak. I think if there is a census in the UK, we'd find out that we're actually much closer to a minority than what they're telling us. The amount of people that they're let in by stealth, and Europe, you've got Spain, France, Belgium is already fucked, Germany, Sweden, Finland, all of these countries happening at the same time. Everyone needs to have a census
that's not a
right now.
That can't be a coincidence, that telling you guys, demonic, you guys are making fun of me left and right for my everything I say, but I'm just a girl, remember?
I'm not Aubrey, but
demons,
I mean,
demons.
The last census put Britain at was it about 75 million or something like that, and I swear it must be close to 100 million.
The supermarkets say that the supermarkets predict it's around 96 million. So
I can only walk through the Black Country in Birmingham, and I'm like it's not 75 million. It just isn't.
No.
Here's the thing with us, with America, and with Britain. I would really rather, instead of like debating who's needs who doesn't need who's better, who's whatever, like we came from you guys, and so I feel an affinity to you guys. I've told you guys this many times. My family comes from England and Scotland and Ireland. And so I feel an affinity for you guys and a closeness there. And we originated from your people, so it's not like we're super far off from that.
Your government has always been a hostile enemy force, though.
Not them, though, is it? I mean, if you talk about the Anglosphere, I think that the Anglosphere needs to unite and push out foreign ideologies. It doesn't matter whether it's a Jewish ideology or an Islamic ideology or a Chinese Zaoism, or is that the Chinese one? Push it all out. Get rid of it all. Any ideology that's not Western.
Or a Franco-German ideology as well. That no one ever talks about that Franco-German ideology.
But push out.
You mean a bit like this? Trump pardoning nursing home operator Joseph Schwartz, convicted of $39 million in fraud scheme. You mean like I can't notice patterns though. So
okay, well, we're talking about uniting now. We're talking about being happy together.
That guy you just had on the stream. Yeah. Do you know the other guy who played Dumb and Dumber? I forget the actor's name. Not Jim Carrey, the other one. He had that vibe about him.
Jeff something. Jeff something. Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum?
No. That's the guy with dark hair. Maybe it's not Jeff.
Think Dumb and Dumber, right?
Maybe
not Jim Carrey, the other one. I thought it was Harold something.
Maybe it isn't Jeff.
The chat will tell us in a moment, and you'll be talking about.
I love that movie.
I will go. Jeff Daniels. There you go.
Yeah, it is Jeff
Daniels. There we go.
Yeah.
Well,
what about him though?
The last guy that Farum had on the screen reminded me of Jeff Daniels.
Oh.
If Jeff Daniels could play him in a movie, let's put it that way.
I love Dumb and Dumber.
Canadian stuff here.
Close to the fun stuff yet, Farum?
Yeah, this is changing it. So this is some Canadian politics in action. So I'm glad JFC's here.
Thank you, Delegate.
Oh, fucking hell.
Wow, those are some ears.
It's Dobby.
Then we'll go to microphone 3. Go ahead, Delegate.
Yes. Hello. I was standing here with my gender equity card before you called on the speaker. That's my point of privilege that I would like to raise.
I will explain this
My
speaking
point of
order, which is
Wait.
fixed,
Guys,
that I
pause it one
cannot-
sec. How come she has a gender equity card, but I don't have a fucking white privilege card?
Right. Right. She said that's her privilege. It's so funny.
Amend, which is the pro-con rotation. You can move yourself up a line that you're standing in.
I am pro, and I was.
We went.
You went pro, con.
We went pro, and my plan was to go con. The speaker at con mic 3 also has a speaking card.
Yesterday, this card was used in an inappropriate manner.
Oh
and while
my
I
God.
understand in Ontario, we note this as equity. Even if this was also used inappropriate in terms of gender. I want everyone to be mindful that these cards for individuals like myself who identify as a Black woman have no value outside of this space.
Yes.
I freaking hate women.
just noticed as well.
This is why I can't stand women. God, they
She's wearing a
represent me terribly.
Face mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Canada's new Democratic Party.
Women are
Yeah,
so
so
cringy.
the NDP are polling at 8% plus or minus 2%.
Okay. I mean, you've got proportional representation, don't you?
Proportional? I can't remember.
So, like, they'll get like about 8% of the seats. Is that how that works?
No, we don't. We still have first past the post.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel that I have proportional representation on this show with you, Therion. So I feel a little unsafe at this moment.
good.
Well, if you want to invite any
won't
Americans on, Aubrey, I'll listen. Do you know any Americans that could go to bat for you?
No, but Iron Duke will.
They won't win.
No,
8% of the seats.
Iron Duke would tell you to be quiet, silly woman. You
He
don't.
would probably. He'd say,
your honor.
He'd
Yeah.
say, "This is why women do not belong in discussing politics," and then he'd say, "Just sit there and look cute" or something. That's
Yeah.
it.
Every dominant,
And you know
every,
he
like,
would say that, so he would defend you in other ways, but not
He
on
would.
the
No,
things that
he-
Farron
he-
attacks you for.
No,
every like really hard-ass woman, really dominant woman that I've met, really actually, when you get down to it, likes to be dominated.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Don't get us started, Dinobane.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah, don't get her going.
Oh my God, you guys, all three of you. Yeah, I won't go there. But that's
You just
very
hold
true.
on. You're just a woman. Please be quiet while the men are talking. That's my best.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what this one has to say.
Go ahead. It's got point of privilege. The microphones seem really low today. It's hard to hear everyone at the mic. Between the background noise and the volume in here with the microphones, it's really hard to hear. And the closed captioning also is slower and make it hard to keep up with what's going on.
So
Thank you, Delegate.
I'm short. I'm,
Yeah, victimhood everywhere.
I'm sexually confused and I can't read.
Yeah. Not fast enough.
Hearing impairment, and I'm struggling to.
What is this thing?
This thing has a
What is
this.
this?
How does this thing have a hearing impairment with
This is
these ears?
This is like a Saturday Night Live skit, I swear. This is ridiculous.
Delegates, and I know that you are too. Let's have some order. We'll hear from the delegate on microphone 1, please.
I did want to bring attention to the fact that a fellow delegate is holding the gender parity card.
Let's take the microphone to that delegate. We'll hear from them right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the NDP are just communists.
Oh,
fucking
look
Michael
at this
Moore.
state of this thing.
She, her.
My pronouns are she, her, elle in français. It's gonna be really hard to follow Rob Ashton. Amazing speaker. We are a working class party. I think most.
No.
So gross.
No,
Working class
they're-
party.
They're communists, but they're not the old communists where they actually cared about class, and they have nothing to offer the working class. They are completely subverted by woke.
Oh yeah.
they're the dysgenic freaks, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. The people who in the good old days, we'd have left them in the woods to die when they were born.
Yes.
Burn them at the stake later on.
Was in this room are behind that, and while we can debate on the specific words and who is and isn't included, I think our Constitution needs to recognize that. And I also recognize there is, I'm sorry, I'm speaking way too fast. Let me slow down for the closed captioning. I'm so sorry, I get excited.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
What's he wearing?
Oh, what's this one?
Mention our physiognomy on that one as well. I've seen that physiognomy before. That's the Jeremy Corbyn physiognomy.
Every single one
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
people.
I was gonna say they're like the Corbynites of the Labour Party, but now Corbyn has what was it? Your party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's completely crashed and burned.
But by the way, an old friend of mine from back in the day invited me to the Your Party Facebook group.
Oh.
I mean, you are a Brummie, so you know.
And needless to say, I ignored it, but yeah, sort of like.
Oh, just check their hard drives. Check all their hard drives.
Yeah.
This guy's
just a request. Shall I join it for a laugh?
Yes.
see what they're posting now. It'd be interesting, actually.
I mean, it's got to be an absolute state these days.
For the chairpersons to be aware, and when you move to a vote, I'm still reading the debate. So if we just take a little pause, that would be appreciated.
Okay.
Yes, bonjour, hi.
Oh my
name is
God.
Parker Tian. I'm representing Vancouver Quadra. Just to reply my Franco comrades' point of privilege earlier.
my point of personal privilege.
Privilege.
As you can see, I do have one of the translating device. However, I like to raise this to the chair's concern that the sign out process for this device is not necessarily the best because it requires you to fill the form and give a piece of your ID, and most people don't even know where to get it, which is behind the registration table. And also, like, they don't have enough pens when we're there, so there was a very long line up. Also, for the device itself, because it's using infrared technology, you have to kind of like position so it can receive the signal.
Oh, this is
What is this? Like,
Welcome
who
to
are
a
these
shitty waka.
people?
Take an order pre.
It cannot be person after person after person that is this cringy.
Is that not Ian Miles Chung trying to infiltrate and get some content?
It does look like Miles Chung.
So they've been given a platform, right? And they're allowed to say anything that's about the country itself. But all of them are so narcissistically self-centered that they're just talking about the minutiae of signing into a fucking device.
All their tiny problems.
Right. Because everybody is so important individually. That's the thing with our whole culture now.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Are you in pain, Dinobane?
I love the way everyone's celebrating that, but guys, like, what is this? It's like job done. It's job done. They've absolutely ruined us. How many COVID vaccines have these fuckers got?
They're on 5G, 100%.
I mean, don't forget, it can always get worse, though. As George Soros Foundation funds slavery reparations campaign against Britain.
Yeah.
Thanks. What? Don't notice patterns again, though.
We already paid for it. We paid for it with the debt that we incurred to abolish slavery across the world.
We?
We're part of the Anglo.
He counts as a Canadian. He was part of the empire.
Well,
I'm surprised
because the English stopped paying for that in 2015, is it? So I think literally me, Tharium, Mercian, we've actually paid to end slavery.
Mm.
I count myself
as you should, white men. You really should, right?
We're still
very
paying for it.
sarcastic.
We're still paying for it because they're in our countries now.
Yeah. We're all paying for that. That's
It's a shame we're not still paying for it because they could chip in a bit as well.
Yeah, it's like Lenny Henry, right? Born in England, wants reparations. Are you going to pay for your own reparations, Lenny Henry? I mean, how does that work?
As I said to someone else, how much does Ainsley Harriott pay exactly?
You know, white Christians, though, were the most enslaved, actually, of all the people, because so many, like around Britain, so many people were, like the merchants, the sailors were taken.
The Barbary pirates.
By by the Moors and the,
Are you good at... Don't talk about that. That doesn't fit the narrative. Shut up, woman.
It doesn't, right? Are you telling me to shut up, woman? Is that what you said? You fit in so well. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, this is a new thing that's been going around. It makes a lot of sense. Women being abandoned by their partners on hiking trails. It's been called alpine divorce. And you get it, don't you?
Is this a service I can pay for?
Oh my God.
It's because you're out hiking, you're out in the wilderness. Things are a bit more, it's a bit trickier, and then you go with your girlfriend and she is just nagging you. Yeah. And you just go, no, I'm off. And then of course, you leave a woman in the wild. Well, it's
not going to go well.
She's just stuck there. She's going to go find a bear, get eaten.
Yeah.
If they want the bears, then let them have bears.
I will hug a bear and it will love me because animals love me.
It will maul your face off.
No,
Aubrey.
you wait. You just wait. You'll see.
You see what you don't know, Jeff, is Aubrey is a Snow White character, a Dr. Dolittle, if you will.
It is like seriously. Animals just like I'll be outside in my yard and I'll have like a little squirrel come over, and then pretty soon there's a bunny next to me, and then a bird. So my neighbors all call me Snow White because these animals they love me and I love them too. So.
As they made the way up Angel's Landing, MJ's partner started walking faster than her. I could tell I was getting on his nerves, that I was slow. She said, instead of trying to calm things down, she was like, fuck it, just go ahead of me. And he's like, fuck you then.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
And when she doesn't arrive at the car, he just takes off.
Yeah.
I'll give her 15 minutes and then I'm out.
Yeah.
Instead of de-escalating the situation, she's like an ultimatum. It's either me and what is it? Me and you either stick with me and my slow pace, or you just fuck off. And he's like, well, all right. If that's the ultimatum.
It gets better because then on the way down, her partner hiked down the mountain with a woman he had met on the way up.
Oh no!
Leaving MJ to finish by herself. They broke up shortly after the trip. I mean, what a legend, right? Leaves her up the mountain, finds a new woman on the way down. Perfect.
Oh, that's an analogy right there, isn't it? That's a wonderful analogy of life. Think about that, guys, right? He's with a woman and he's going up a mountain and she's a fucking bitch. And then he meets another woman as he's going down the mountain and she's awesome. What a great analogy. Like the struggle of life.
Oh
a bad relationship, a good relationship. Going up a mountain, coming down a mountain. Which one's easier?
Who was that? Who was that one YouTuber who, this was a few years ago, his claimed his wife went out for a hike and then never came back. I can't remember who it was. There was.
I don't know. I know a few cases where the men pushed their women off a cliff.
I mean, he clearly murdered her, right? And his excuse is she just went off. No idea where she is.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be do you know what? Like the meme where a black guy goes out for cigarettes and never comes back. I thought it was going to be like one of those ones. No, murder. Okay. Yeah. Not so funny.
Was it Russian Deadpool who shot his girlfriend on stream or something?
Oh, there was that, yeah.
I think, something like that, yeah.
I happened a while ago, yeah.
Russian
I wonder if you saw that live.
That's a name.
Imagine being in a relationship with someone. Being in a relationship with someone that you hate so much that you murder them. Instead of just being like, yeah, okay, it's just not working out. You go through years of just hating them to the point that you actually want to kill them. Like, that's mental. That's that.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot, though, because people don't want to split their assets. So it happens quite often.
Well, the mad thing about the Russian Deadpool thing, he was a male feminist as well.
Oh God,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how many anti-pedophilia activists actually end up being pedophiles? There's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Back to this. It's such a common thing, said Julie Ellison, the first female editor-in-chief of Climbing magazine, who now works as an outdoor lifestyle photographer. She has heard so many stories about men fumbling at outdoor dates that there's that male ego element to it that's not necessarily evil or intelligent. Yeah, right. But it usually has a negative effect on the partner who's being left behind. In a recent case illustrates this point. Last month, an amateur Austrian mountaineer was found guilty of gross negligence manslaughter for leaving his exhausted girlfriend behind on his country's highest peak while he went in search of help. I mean, he's trying.
Well, he's trying to help her. Yeah, that's a different story.
It's still his fault.
Yeah.
You're reading this from the Guardian, Tharium, and I know they must be doing their best to put in their best spin on it, but everyone else, me and everyone in the chat, like legend. This man is our new god.
You guys, I went to a forest with my ex, and I'm telling you, Snow White, this little chipmunk came over. This sounds so fake, but it's real. And he was so adorable. And my ex goes, he went to the car and got his laptop, and he came over and sat down. He goes, "We're going to be here a while, aren't we?" And I said, "Yep, we are." And I sat there with that little chipmunk for like an hour and a half.
How did you guys break up?
We didn't break up because of that. We didn't break up that day. No.
I mean, a man walking 100 feet ahead of his girlfriend because he cannot be bothered to wait for her bad manners. Yep.
God. She's just a girl, okay?
Live and learn, guys. Live and learn, guys. You thought you got good dating advice on Aubrey's stream. Welcome to
Yeah.
Alpine divorce. I mean, it's a good test, really. You know, like, can you stand them on a hike? If not, well,
I mean, that is that's not really the like major shining element for most women, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I can't even go jogging with my girlfriend because she's too slow, so never mind a mountain hike.
Jogging, I would never go jogging. But I would camp. I like to camp. I'm pretty outdoorsy. I like to fish and not hunt, but I like to shoot.
Are you good at guessing ethnicities, Dino? Because here's one.
Ethiopian.
Oh, I think it's probably Somalian, isn't it?
Somalian.
It's got that.
Somalian with the forehead.
Yeah. And then,
I made that mistake last time because of the big forehead, but it turned out they were Ethiopian. So I don't know. It's Somalian.
I mean, they are next to each other, so they are pretty similar.
Yeah, but, those two and Eritrea. They all look
Eritrea. Don't worry, I'll forgive your Americanisms on that one.
Canadian.
It's not
He's Canadian.
I know Eritrea.
Oh no, same thing.
That's how
I've had to go to KFC so many times. He tells us how to do English. It's Z, JFC. It's fucking Z. Okay.
Z is French. Z is English.
Yeah, I really love the way you say aluminium, but it is Z.
It's aluminum.
No, it's not. You take a letter out of aluminium. That's what you're so retarded. You spell aluminium wrong.
Well, or you say it wrong.
No, you have just got it wrong. Every other metal is, even Americans. Every other metal is ium, but then you just miss the I.
Sucks.
Do you want to see how this lovely creature describes herself, though?
Yes.
This angel.
Pretty privilege can just be so hard and like draining sometimes, because like whenever I go outside, people are always staring at me like they're like, who's this like beautiful, hot, like stunning human being? And I just have to pretend that I don't see them.
No, they're asking themselves, why am I looking at a female Yakuza?
Oh.
How do you find these things, Miriam?
Twitter's a one awful place, really.
It is awful.
Yeah.
The dregs of Twitter. Dinobane, what do you think of this show so far? Are you having fun?
I'm.
Oh no.
No.
He's shattered.
No, he's speechless. That's not good, you guys.
I'm just tired, guys. I'm tired of seeing these people and listening to them.
Right.
I just, there's so much being lost, and I don't know if we're ever going to get it back. Like the amount of culture that we're losing. Like, I don't want to get into it, but it's a massive black pill. I'm tired of these people. I'm tired of them. Like,
yeah,
just leave me alone. Get away from my timeline. I wish X would just stop showing me these people. I want mass deportations. I want them to go back. Like, these are the brightest and best of their countries, right? They should go back and make their countries amazing as much as they can. Don't try and make our countries better because you can't. Just go back to your country and make it slightly better than it is now. Everyone will be happier.
We had this suggestion for our parks.
Please, can someone tell me why the UK has a very wide land like this, and then we just designed it for park only? Guys, this land is so big. It's very big, and
I mean, this could be a slum.
Slum there. Yeah, there you go. I was straight on the same page. Yeah, let's put a slum there. That's perfect.
Yeah, this is what we need. This is yeah.
Yeah, a nice little shanty town would perk it right up.
That sounds great.
Foreigners don't understand parks. What a surprise!
No.
You know, I've seen videos of people doing this, but with swans, like just going, "Hey, look, there's all these birds just lying around, and they don't eat them. Like, why don't they eat them?"
Free food. Well, they do eat them.
According to Trump, they are eating our pets.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen this video, Dinobane? Because I retweeted this one. This is insane.
This is our police at their finest arresting a mannequin.
Excuse me.
What?
What's the story behind this?
So the mannequin had a sign: "Free speech is not free in UK." Changed my mind.
And they
even the mannequin got arrested for that.
Yeah.
They had to
hey,
take it
Dino,
away.
why don't you come back to the UK?
It was offensive, they thought.
Well, Keir Starmer said that the UK had a proud tradition of free speech.
But look how many police officers it takes to arrest a mannequin as well.
Yeah.
So like, he's already given them a fight. Jesus Christ.
I think she's being manhandled a little bit too much.
Oh, did you see the video of the police arresting that young lad? And they, as they forced him down, they impaled his face onto the.
We did that last week. Yeah.
Last week. Yeah.
Ew, wow.
How did I miss
they
that?
got off scot-free. No warnings, nothing, no disciplinary.
What did he impale his face on?
A metal railing.
Oh,
the railing spikes. And he had like you could see in the video like flap of skin.
Oh, I do remember that now.
Yeah, it tore his the bottom of his chin right open.
That's a lawsuit.
So it was like that final scene of Timothy Dalton in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a lawsuit happy person, but that would be one that I would say, yeah, he's got a good face. What was it for? Was it like a misdemeanor too, or something, or what was it for?
Probably tweeted something.
Yeah. No. He was at a protest, and they just grabbed him. You know, they do that, right? They just grab whoever's around the protest, and they just start arresting people randomly. It was just one of those. He just stood there.
Speaking of protest, did you guys see the Young Bob post where he was kind of trapped in between the middle of leftists and rightists? In like he couldn't go either way, and he was pleading with the police to keep him safe.
What?
I don't think I saw that one.
God, I hate people. I just hate people now. You guys have depressed me.
Yeah,
This happens when this happens to me every time I go on X. Every single time I go on X, I get massively depressed because I just see
scrolling for a reason.
Yeah.
Do you get tired of like the videos of these women with absolute crazy eyes? I'm telling you guys, their eyes.
Yeah.
They're just they've all got this same look that's just insane, and it's these liberal women, like now they're like cutting their hair off to spite their husbands and men in general.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
Water left out for marathon runners. Just we'll steal it all.
God.
But yeah, it is depressing. That's why I started the remoralization channel in our Discord to post remoralizing content, because we are too demoralized. We need to be remoralized.
Agreed.
I mean, we did have this from El Salvador though.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
This is what it could be like, guys.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing our countries degrade and manage decline, it could be the opposite, like it is in El Salvador, where they just get rid of the shit and the detritus and they deport them all or arrest them.
Yeah. And like El Salvador was so bad. Just absolute narco state. And so you see some people complaining about Bukele, sort of he's a bit of a dictator. I don't care. This is so much better. Like,
this is a white pill, really, because it does show it's possible to turn things around.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it turns out you can just do stuff.
Right. Common sense. It's a good thing.
We can turn this around, guys. Vote restore.
People want to live in a good country. They want to live in a good society. It's just that we're importing people that have no concept of society. They are all about themselves. At the very best, they're about family units. Then it goes to tribes. And then it usually doesn't go beyond that. So they don't understand the concept of society itself, of helping each other build something that's more than who you are or more than what your family unit is. It's about building a country and something that is going to live forever and will be passed on to the next people and passed on to them. We're importing people that are just about themselves, just about the now, just about me. Take everything while I can get it. Or just rape people for fucking whatever.
And they look down on us.
They fucking hate us.
Right. Right, but they're happy to take and take and take and take.
Well, this is the thing that drives me crazy. Everyone's worried. Say everyone. The leftists are worried about the racists from the natives, the white people. But like, you can't explain to them. Is there a possibility that they're racist against us? That they hate us? No, never.
No, because you can't be racist against white people.
Incapable of hate.
Well, they justify it. It's always justified because, the empire.
White guilt, yeah.
And yet, who
revenge?
Who acts with violence and hate on such a regular basis with all of the, when they don't have peaceful protests. I mean, like they burned cities down in America, Black Lives Matter, and it just happened. They let it happen. And there's no consequences for these guys either, which is so disgusting. But JFC, I'm with you on the remoralization. That's not easy to say.
Yeah, good in the Discord. That is in the description of this video if you want to join the Discord of Anglo Gang.
That's what I want to do with my my trivia show, which is going to be coming up. It's going to be all about like Britain and America and the great things about it and the great accomplishments. And we'll try to get some pride going again. There I am.
I'm proud of mine. I'm proud of my people.
I love you. I just give you shit because you are mean, actually, to me.
I am.
My country people, my country folk.
I mean, when I used to make the videos before Restore Britain was a party, it was pretty difficult to end on any good note, because even when you just said there, celebrating your past and your past achievements, that in itself is also a bit of a black pill, because it shows you what you've lost.
Right.
And I always used to feel bad showing the good things that we've done, because there's a hard limit to that, and it stopped. And like England or Britain, we haven't done anything good for a long time now. So I always struggled with, even with those kinds of optimistic, like heartfelt videos, because there was never a light at the end of the tunnel. And I was so happy when Restore Britain formed the actual party. The movement was fine, but the party itself, I was like, finally, I've got something good to say at the end of a video. Because when I show something bad, obviously you don't want to see it. It makes you feel bad. But now I can say, if you don't want this, then there's a party to vote for. And that's such a big thing for me.
Yeah, last time we spoke, it was when we didn't have Restore. It was just, well, we've got this shitty reform shit. And there was like,
you had your hopes up, and then they were kind of, just dashed again, and that sucks. But I think, like, here's the thing. Okay, when I watched the movie Zulu, I am telling you guys, my English pride, I mean, that was unbelievable. And that was not the one time that this had happened with you guys, where you were so outnumbered and there's no way you should have won, and yet you did. And I think like the whole Zulu thing was just phenomenal. That movie was really good, actually. But I mean, there's such a strong spirit of accomplishment too within you guys, and a fighting spirit. And that's not gone. I mean, that's in your genetics.
No, you're pointing to something that someone else raised. I believe it was on X, and they were talking about the cyclical nature of white civilization, and how we go into, when we get comfortable and we've done everything and we're in control of the world, and we're like, okay, everything's peaceful now, we kind of fall back within ourselves and get incredibly comfortable, and we relax, we let things kind of fall apart, we invite people in, we're like, hey, it's okay, you can come into our countries, it's safe, we trust you guys, and then everything goes to shit, and then suddenly white people snap again, and we go on like this massive crusade. And you saw that like with the Greeks, the Romans, the Germans. You saw that with the Crusades, the British Empire. The Americans tried it for a little bit as well. So every now and again, white people like just snap the fuck out and go mental and start going. We realize the existential threat of what's happening to us, and we just say, okay, that's enough. Kipling talked about this. It takes a long time to make an Englishman angry, paraphrasing. But once they do get angry, they're pretty fucking scary. So maybe we just need that moment, that critical mass to reach, where we just go, okay, as a collective, we've had enough now. We're going to go on the offensive and start doing something about it.
I do think that's going to happen. I do, and I see that. I foresee that happening, and I unfortunately I wish it could happen before things worsen further and further. And I wish it could be handled a little bit in the legal areas with government, and maybe this party is going to do it. And I hope so. I really hope so, because when your country does well, it does have, our countries do have an effect on one another. So, plus I care about you guys, and I want you guys to have, to be happy. And
I mean, well, they know this, right? This is why they are terrified of us as a people.
Yeah, I was going to say go on. Sorry, Dinobane, carry on.
The thing with America that you've got a problem with is you don't think that you have a claim to the land for some reason.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So you've got this idea in your head that you need to be multicultural, like it's a melting pot or something. I don't know where that came from, by the way, because it was a white country. It was white settlers, white people built it. The founding fathers never imagined that you would have Obama as president, for example. So I don't know where this notion of, well, I know where it came from. It came from the institutions. They've gaslit you into believing that it's a multicultural country. It isn't. It's a white country that's slowly being devoured from the inside. At least England and the English know something fundamentally is going wrong here. And we never asked for this. And we know it's been done against us.
I mean, America, it was like, I mean, the founding fathers, they're all Freemasons and stuff. And I think, well, this is true. This is like everyone knows this.
I know
Yeah.
they were.
And
They
so I
were.
think like
You're
I don't know if it's like some sort of nonsense idea of like try to make some sort of new utopia or something. So
You're
that
just
like,
so jaded against America. It's just funny. But
whereas, you know, like the English, we are an ancient and distinct people.
and we
And
come
like
from
we
you.
aren't like, it's the whole British values crap and stuff. All this is fake. Like none of that's real. I'm not like my existence is not determined by a piece of paper.
No, but your genetics are. I mean, what are you talking about?
You can't define what an Englishman is. It's like defining how you breathe, right? You can't. It's something indescribable. We've been on this island for thousands of years, and it's shaped our genealogy as we've shaped the land itself. And we've had a partnership with the island and the nature and the culture and the land. And each generation has changed and molded to fit perfectly where it is, and to create societies based on the geography, based on our society. And we've selected people that fit into that society through natural selection by saying, you're a bad guy, you're a good guy, I'm going to have sex with you, have children with you, you're a fucking psycho, you're going to get hung. And we've done this over generations upon generations. So when someone says, well, I can be English, it's like, well, you fucking can't, mate. I'm sorry, but we've got a history of natural selection for the very best candidates to flourish within a given society. That is something that you can't just change. So when people say, what is Englishness? It's okay. If you have to ask, what is an Englishman or what is Englishness? It means fundamentally that you don't understand. So that means you will never be one.
You will not.
You can't be one.
Right. Does it bother you guys when I talk about like feeling like a closeness to? I mean, my great grandpa came from England and one came from Scotland. Does that bother you guys? Do you think like, oh, she's not one of us. She doesn't get it.
No.
It's always a bit. You see this with Americans, and like when they go, like say, "Oh, I'm Italian, I'm Irish, I'm whatever," and it's always a bit cringy.
Okay, but I'm not talking about the 1400s.
I just hate when Americans say, my mom came from Birmingham. Did you know her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
ridiculous. I know we're a small country compared to America, but
no. So Aubrey, what you're hitting on there is something that you know you've lost. You've lost like this really core identity and history and a lineage that you're trying to grab onto. So when you say, I feel something like a kinship with the people from England, it's because you know it's real. Like there's a history there that can be dated back to the lands of this country. And that's something that you don't have in America because you're all from these different places, but you recognize yourself intrinsically that there is a connection. Like there's something real there. And I believe that's what you miss. It's not that you've got like a kinship with the people of England and you sympathize with them. It's that you know that there's a real connection there that you can't really grasp in America itself because it's such a discombobulated country with all these people from different places.
And we're a new country.
Apart from waving a flag and quoting the Constitution, which is a bit of paper. There's no real history there.
I do stand behind my Constitution, but I am proud of my country. But you're exactly right. I mean,
you see this.
I'm very into genealogy anyway, and so like I've done a lot of research, and I mean I've got like in England back to 1100 so far on one side of the family, you know. So I do feel those roots, and I wonder like if when I say that stuff, if Therium, of course, is like. She's not.
It's like what I was just saying. You see,
how
like,
am I not one of you?
No, hold on. Let me. So it's like the Constitution stuff that American right wingers they love their Constitution.
I do.
To me, I'm like I view it's just a piece of paper, right? That's all. I don't care.
No, it's not. It's actually
it is.
There are things written on it that are pretty.
But they're just values. They're just values. Like that doesn't define you.
Protections. As well.
Yeah. Like the 1968 like 1688 English Bill of Rights. I don't care what's in that. That doesn't make me English, right? I don't care, like laws and all that. I just am. I am England.
That's the Magna Carta doesn't make me English.
Yeah.
Right. So I can trace my family back to 1100, but that doesn't qualify me at all.
No, I'm just talking about the different perspectives that have grown between like the
opposite,
Americans.
I think.
Because I feel more of a closeness to the land for England. I've never even been there. Because I mean, for God's sakes, my last name is a town there. Like it's
I think that's what the point he's making.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of paper. Like being proud of the Bill of Rights is basically like an English person saying, "Well, the Magna Carta defines me as English. Like that's my most proud achievement." When actually it supersedes any kind of physical thing that's made by a person. That it's like British values, for instance. That's kind of what you're equating the Bill of Rights to. A Tony Blairism fucking made up bullshit thing. That's not what it means to be American, if there is a thing. What you're talking about fundamentally is something that's older and more intrinsic and something that you can't define, because you can't define genealogy, you can't define historic roots, you can't define that feeling that makes you part of another tribe, a belonging. That's something that you can't get unless you're part of something that is, like I said, it's undefinable. It is intrinsic to your history, your genealogy, your upbringing, the way that you interact with people, your perspective on the world, and all of that is shaped by thousands of years of living with the same people in the same space.
Right.
Yeah, this is perhaps the biggest culture gap between America and Britain. Because
I mean, I think America did the best that I think anyone ever has done of incorporating different people into an identity. But I mean, I don't think it's lasting.
It's just one of those things. Can it work? Right?
It's weakening all the time, and this is the difference between being a propositional nation and an ancient nation.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, like, when I say I'm proud of being an American, I am proud of it, because I'm proud of, like, I mean, I just think about, like, Mercy and I were talking about when the pioneers came here, and, like, what a freaking terrible, like, that would have been so difficult, the difficulties that they overcame. I mean, they were strong people, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of, my family that served in the military and things they've accomplished, but I think you're so right, Dinobane, that I don't feel there isn't a culture, so to speak, here. And so, like I listen to the music, so my bird loves little sea shanties, right? So I'm playing those all the time. And I listen to that and like the Irish music, and then the bagpipes, and the birds just go crazy for that. So I listen to that though, and I'm like, okay, this actually has culture to it. This has like something to it. It's not like rap music here or something like that in America.
Yeah, like that's like, if you look at like American culture, it is just
it's
money,
trash
really.
now.
Yeah,
trash.
Like you look at like these, like all these events, all these, you've got a lot of fireworks and lights and stuff. It's nothing. It's just, like you say, it's trash. There's just nothing there. When I know you go to like some, like these people in El Salvador, I bet they have a much greater sense of who they are, really.
Oh, for sure.
You can take everything away from them, as they did have, and yet they still feel like a people.
Yeah, Latin culture is a very strong intrinsic part of them, for sure. But yeah, I guess maybe I kind of envy that of you guys, that you have that.
I mean, this is the main thing. Why I think the European peoples have better prospects going forwards, because we have that just ancient bloodlines that just are. Whatever else happens in the world, we just are.
Yeah, but isn't that mine too? It's my bloodline too.
I know, but
generations away, two.
I know, but you know, like so many Americans, they're all some mix of whatever, and they just
right mutts.
Yeah, and then like they like a lot of them really view Europeans very badly.
Mhm.
Think they're so much better than us. And that's been sort of driven into them, like, you know.
You hold a paradoxical sense of identity, two different types at the same time. You've got your ancient heritage, which you recognize, but you don't know how to hold on to. And then you've got the more superficial American identity, which is basically a piece of paper and a set of values. So trying to recognize those two things at the same time, actually, they don't come together, because you can't have an ancient heritage with American values that accept everyone and every creed. They clash. I think that's probably the fundamental thing that Americans struggle with. You know that you are part of something, and you know you're from the mother country, right? Or in Northwest European sense. Like, forget the Italians. So you've got like this identity that you know is there, and it's intrinsic, but that clashes, like I said, with the fake identity of Americanism and the Bill of Rights and this land of the free. Like, what the fuck does that even mean, by the way? It's you've got like these weird contradictory terms that just don't mesh.
Yeah, we were a free country once.
I mean, I do think that the founding fathers, I think that the way that the view that they had for this country was pretty remarkable, and I think that they put together something that was pretty amazing. Was it sustainable? No,
it was way too idealistic, and like it worked. It worked when they were still all just Anglos, and they thought everyone can be American.
I don't think that they ever thought we were going to expand to where we did, and then Mexico would just they'd all flood in, and I don't think they ever.
I don't know. I think they probably did have big aspirations.
Was it the 20th century?
Yeah.
I know that the founding fathers in the Bill of they had something written, didn't they, in the Bill of Rights, saying that only Europeans were allowed into America through immigration, and then something was changed. Is that correct? So they wrote that into the Bill of Rights. So what do you call it? What's it called? Is it the Bill of Rights?
Yeah, the American Bill of Rights.
So it was written into that that immigration into America should only ever be white, and then a group of people from somewhere else changed that.
Yeah, imagine that.
So it's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that that's your fault, because those same people have fucked with our constitution as well. Well, they got rid of it. Actually, we had an English constitution that meant that only English people could ever be represented in Parliament, for example. So they've messed with our constitution. They've diluted it. They've removed the English from being represented within their own lands. Like, Scotland can be represented in their own parliament. The Welsh can. The Northern Irish, they don't seem to matter to anyone for some reason. But we're not represented at all within our own parliaments. It's a parliament of Britain, right? It's the British Parliament. The English don't have one. So there's a bunch of things that have been done to Western nations against our will through a long time of subversion. And I think people are starting to understand that that's been done, because they're looking around going, wait, nothing really makes sense. Like, we're being told this stuff, but we don't actually have any representation, and it seems to be always about the other and not about the people that built the country. And eventually maybe people will cotton on, and they'll be like, okay, well, there's certainly one group of people at least that are consistent in the changes that seem to be done against our will. Like, I know you guys don't like talking about this, but eventually,
I do actually. I think it's very interesting.
Tharium loves talking about it.
And just trying not to get Mercian arrested. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's nice of you.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
says so. It says while the Bill of Rights 1791 did not explicitly restrict rights by race, it was understood and applied by the founders to apply primarily to white male property owners. That's not about the immigration. For free white persons clause.
I mean, there was the debate right at the start.
Oh yeah, here it is. I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
There's the debate right at the start after your independence is like, should we just stay Anglo or should we be expand it? And of course, the expanding it won. And then getting the Germans and the Italians and everyone else, and then the Irish. And then it spirals out from there.
Yeah, this says 1790 Naturalization Act established that only immigrants from Europe could easily become citizens.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah,
that word easily though in there bothers me a little bit from a legal standpoint. But
I'd like to touch on this. Americans have had this like multicultural sort of thing going on for a lot longer than we have in Canada. In Canada, it's pluralism, which means that Anglos have Anglo Canada, the French have Quebec, and the Irish have had Newfoundland and Labrador, and it's pluralism. We all have our own spaces, and we all have come together to be one country. But this like the multiculturalism in Canada, that's not historic. It comes from Pierre Trudeau and the 70s. Like, but in America, it's much longer history of that.
Yeah, it's been really quick in Canada too, like Ireland.
Yes, yeah.
New Zealand as well.
Yeah. Oh, do you see? Yeah, they're like 55% European now.
Yeah.
That's shocking. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the last census for here was I think 2021, and the figures say that it was we were 70% white, which I don't even believe that. I think it's much less than that.
Like it'll be the same in Britain. Like you're undercounting all these people who just don't show up in the census.
And I would also add that not everyone who's white would be Canadian, like historical Canadian.
Yeah.
Like like the several million Ukrainians. Slavs are not Anglos. I'm sorry, but it's not.
Yep.
It doesn't work that way.
No, but that could be.
This says in the UK that 83% of the population identifies as white. Do you guys think that that's correct? 83%?
No, it's less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
but
you got more stories, Sariam, or?
I just think like it's like for us though, it's happened so quickly though. Like the 1951 census, Britain is 99.9% British, white British. This is like near damn perfect ethno state, and that's living memory. So yeah, and still like 1990 was 99. 1990 was like about 92% or something, wasn't it? White British. So even just like even then, it's still really.
So it's
really
gone down, pretty fast. I mean, when you think about the history of the country.
Yeah, and the thing is, like,
my dad was a boomer, and he grew up in the black country, and he didn't see a black man until he was nearly 10. And apparently, he saw a black man and screamed. That's the story he told me. I never saw a black man.
Yeah, Duke talks about that too. In growing up in London, and he just never saw him. But
speaking of which, Duke is in the chat. Don't worry, Duke. I've looked after Aubrey tonight. I've told her to shut up for you.
Yeah, I was told to shut up a couple times, but that I'm just a girl, and so.
But that is in our favor, though. These people, they haven't been here long, and they can be removed.
Right. The problem it's so much harder to take things away than it once things are given, whether it's the benefits from social services or whatever, and that's
and this is something people point out with Rupert Lowe and Restore. Like, Rupert Lowe isn't promising, fireworks going to be easy, going to have some ice montage bullshit. No, he's saying no, this is going to be hard.
Right.
Whereas Nigel Farage is just, look at the fireworks, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the hardest thing is just tearing through some institutions, and most of the hardship is going to be done in very early on, I would argue.
Yeah,
just tearing through everything, and I mean, we've lost Basil, but hopefully they have a roadmap of how to tear through and what to tear through really rapidly, because they've got to start the first hour, let alone the first day.
I think you make a good point bringing up education is one of the first places. Sorry.
No, it's okay. You have to deport the criminals, the illegal. Right. So deport the people in prison that shouldn't be here anyway. Then you deport the illegal migrants because they've no right to be here. Like, they've just no right to be here.
Right.
I don't know about leaving the ECHI. You can just ignore it completely.
Yep.
Don't really care. And then you start to remove benefits from literally any foreigner. No benefits, no representation in Parliament, not allowed to stand as an MP, not allowed to join the police force, not allowed to join the army or any charities. You're not allowed to head them. I would even go further and say, like in other countries, if you want to own a business, you need to have a 51% majority share that's English. So an English person owns 50% of the business. Yeah. Then you move on to removing all benefits from anyone that's not British, and once you've started to remove the monetary incentive, so you got rid of like the people that you need to deport, then you start to take away the benefits as well. Then people
would they want to stay then?
They'll start self-deporting immediately. So that will take, I think that will clean up 80-90% of the problem.
And that's done in a non-violent way, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but while that's happening, you're going to have people increase the terrorist attacks and do all kinds of psyops and everything to try and stop it happening. So, like, I think that's where Rupert Lowe was saying it will be incredibly painful. It's not the fact that they'll do it and it will be difficult. It's that they're going to do it and they're going to fight back. Yeah,
right. Push back. Yeah.
Well, there's also an economic impact to it.
Don't care. We'll take the hits.
All of our economy
we're going to take a hit either way.
We're going to have to adjust back to being self-sustaining for our actual people in our lands. And so there will be an economic hit, and it won't be easy, but we can get through it. And we've gotten through much worse in the past. And
we have.
The Anglo
Iron Duke says 1,000 must go. Thousands.
Millions.
Fucking millions.
What did he say?
Thousands must go.
I love Iron Duke so much.
Iron Duke would happily get rid of every foreigner. So.
Oh yeah, without question. And he also, as much as he adores me, even though he would maybe. Well, he wouldn't say that in those words, but he would take away my right to vote immediately.
Yes, based.
Yeah. I'm not sure I disagree with him on that, actually. I was horrified at first, but then I thought, you know what? Most women, I don't think they should vote, actually.
And I think only
women with children should be allowed to vote.
With children?
Yeah.
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 I mean, you could have it as a household vote. We'll turn to that.
Yeah, I prefer that.
I mean, I'm in favor of getting rid of the vote for as many people as possible, really. I don't trust most men either. Like, just women. I don't know. I don't like these men either voting.
I can just see you in like holed up in your house with holding onto your bow and arrow and just like
every night. That's every night. I live in fear of the diversity coming to get me.
Oh God! But you can take them down, though. I mean, that's the thing. That's why I
No,
love
I can't. No,
having
I can't. I
guns.
would, Keir Starmer, I would never dream of doing such a thing.
I mean, I would absolutely shoot somebody if I needed to. So I can say that though.
In Minecraft. In Minecraft.
There does need to be a talk though. I mean, when, and obviously it's when Restore get to power and they start deporting everyone and everything's starting to look all right. The next thing is we kind of got to have a talk about who gets the right to vote, because people are going to vote for Gibbs, and the slippery slope is a real thing, you know, and maybe some of the people watching this stream, maybe people on the panel might have their right to vote taken off them, and I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
When you're talking about like deporting and like having the right to vote and stuff, where do you guys put how do you decide what the line is for people that have like been there? Because like I know Duke says, I think he says like 3 generations back or something like that, or 2 generations, maybe 2 generations back. Otherwise you're out. What are your thoughts?
Well, I've got this one if you guys want me to
go ahead
to do it.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I said before. Just enact those policies, and the people that shouldn't be here will end up deporting themselves. The only ones that will stay are the ones that are working in really good, stable jobs because they'll be able to afford to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people you want. You want
right.
the high IQ ones, right? You don't want the sponges, the grifters, the ones that hate the country. Oh, and I would also deport anyone that celebrated our ethnic decline. They're gone as well. So and like Ash Sarkar, she would get fucking deported. You know, there's a bunch like that guy that was saying, "Oh, you want your fucking country back?
Yeah,
fuck
Bob
you."
Dylan.
No. Right, that guy's gone.
Yeah,
you know, all these people, right?
And Bob Dylan is one of these sort of guys. He is actually half English. He's got an actual English mother. I wouldn't have taken that away from him if he'd have just liked us.
Yep.
But he chose like with these like the half ones. If they choose like against us, okay, you can go then. You clearly hate us, so you can fuck off.
You know, the history, the roadmap is so there for us to understand but we forget, and we don't, like as a whole, we don't pay attention to. I mean, all these things have happened already. I mean, not necessarily to like what we're talking about with the immigration thing, but throughout the world in history, with all the different countries, you know, that have fought. I mean, we just have to look back at human nature doesn't change, but we don't.
I mean,
we get comfortable, like Dinobane was saying, we get comfortable and we settle in and we kind of forget, or we just think like, oh no, we become complacent.
Well, this is the thing that they've been trying to build, this new multicultural world order. When every time throughout history, when you've had multiple ethnic groups forced to live together, it ends in violence.
It never works. Just like socialism never works. And yet, people try it again and again. But yeah.
Yeah, but they're only doing this in white countries, guys. You have to remember that. There's a racial element.
And there's a reason. Right. That's not a coincidence. That's when you start thinking like, you start thinking about
the thing is, I mean, we can talk about all the conspiracy theories, but the
That's
barbarians can't get in unless the gates are held open for them.
That's right.
We need to deal with all these quiz things.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to mention that our biggest enemy isn't the immigrants; it's the people that are holding open the door.
Yeah. Good point. Very good point.
Yep, those that have betrayed our homelands.
Yeah, and you know, it makes me so angry, the people that like you see on the news and stuff that or on TikTok that are like, you know, fuck America, I hate this country, and like people that are born here, and I'm just like, you know what? Then get the hell out. Like, just go. If you hate it here, just go. You have no appreciation.
I was about to say Antharium.
Me.
Antharium, it would have been gone from the get-go. He wouldn't have.
Well, I would if I was American, Aubrey, I wouldn't feel like I do. I would think, oh yeah, oppress the rest of the fuckers because I'm American. This is my empire. But I'm not American, so
Right.
I want the empire that is oppressing me to die.
You feel like we're oppressing you. You
Yeah.
want us to die. You really do.
Yeah.
No,
You
not
don't
American
want
people.
us there to have your back in case there's some kind of war.
America is one of the worst things that's ever happened to Britain. Post.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, in that context, the worst thing that's happened to Britain is definitely America. 100%.
That's really surprising.
It's and this is the thing. Like, Americans don't realize they're an empire, right? They don't realize how. Not really. You think you support the rest of the world when it's actually the rest of the world supporting American lifestyle. Like you use various like financial bullshittery to make sure that everything we do, you're taking a little cut of it because we all have to buy dollars. So every drop of oil that's drilled and anything that's used, it all goes, a little bit of it gets taken by Washington. So this is how you extract your imperial tithes. And so that's a constant drain on everyone else.
We're also supporting and setting up infrastructure in countries for that oil. And so, you want to get a little bit of a return for that. That's not an unfair thing to ask.
I mean, the British Empire got dismantled because the Americans wanted it dismantled. And I say the Americans, actually it was, you guys were already infiltrated by that point. So it wasn't really the Americans as historically you would think about them making that decision. It was, again, a different kind of people making that decision on behalf of America, forcing Britain to give up their empire.
And like, when are you talking about this? Like what? Like what?
The Suez Crisis was when it really all turned against us.
Which
that was the camel that broke that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah.
And what year are we talking about? Because I'm not a historian at all.
In the 50s.
Yeah,
57, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say 56.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I agree with what you're saying, Dino, but America is the hammer that's being used. So that's sort of what I have a problem with. And it's just all the bad ideas, all like the mass migration, all of this has all been coming from American universities on us.
I can't remember if it was maybe Brutus or if it was Mercian, whoever it was, though, said that, regardless of what you think about that, like, like I was saying before, and Iron Duke has said this before too, that your Navy was dismantled majorly, and you guys, that's where you're so strong historically, right, with your Navy. And so, whether you like it or not, and I'm not saying this at all with any kind of like an ego at all, but you need us.
No. From who? From what? America will never, ever defend us if we were actually attacked.
Bullshit. Anyway, but what I'm trying to say is if we actually worked together to try, because I think that we've got an uphill battle against many.
Okay. We'll work with America as long as you detach yourself from Israel.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think America wants to work together. America just wants to dominate. That's the problem.
Well, I don't think it's America you're talking about. It's Judeo-America.
Yeah. But
yeah, I need to learn more about the whole Israel connection to things in America.
Ooh, that's a deep dive.
I know. I don't know where to start actually with that, but
go back to the Second World War and find out find out whether your president was a Zionist, and then find out what happened with the FBI. Then find out what happened with Richard Nixon, whether or not he was actually a bad guy that he's portrayed to be, or whether he just really didn't like that country in the Middle East and the people that fucked him over in the end. So there's a certain there's certain steps throughout your recent history where it's been compounded. The problem has been compounded instead of being addressed. And they series of victories within the United States that's consolidated their position into what it is now, where if you call yourself a Christian and you're not a Christian Zionist, you're some kind of mental person. Look at Ted Cruz. Like, he's off his head. The guy's a fucking crazy bastard.
I know, which is a shame because I really liked Ted Cruz before, but yeah.
You've got Lindsey Graham. Like, what a cycle.
I think that decoupling from Israel for America is most likely to come from Democrats. I think the right
Democrat Party used to be very closely connected, actually, more so to the I feel like to Jewish people, but it feels like there's been a shift for some reason.
I feel like as the Democrats have got more sort of the brown party, right? They still view the Jews as white, and so the Jews are now picking up a lot of flack about that from the Democrats because the Israelis, they're killing a lot of brown Gazans, and so I can see. I think the Democrats are the most likely to change that. But of course, they're also incredibly corrupt, so it's not like they're going to be hard. It's not like they're going to be hard to capture as well. So
need to capture. Yeah.
All right then, guys. Sam, do you have any more news stories at all or anything?
I think this is a good point to end on.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Dinobane, would you like to shill your channel, sir?
No, I'm good. People can find
No,
me.
it's good. It's good, isn't it? You didn't have anyone to shill to. Aubrey, do you want to shill your channel?
Well, I just want to say I really enjoyed talking to you, Dinobane. So thank you for coming on the show and
pleasure, Audrey.
Even though I'm just a girl, I appreciate you hearing me out and talking to me. So I'm going to have the trivia show. I'm just waiting now to find out when a couple people are going to be able to be available. But we've got somebody really awesome that has confirmed that he will be a part of it. So should I say it, Marcian? Wait.
It's up to you, Aubrey. But
let's do a hint. Let's remember your opening video. That's all I'll say.
There you go. The opening ending videos. Who's he? Who knows?
Yeah. So it'll be on my channel and on this channel because we'll do a dual. It'll be for both shows.
Yeah, and the link to your channel is in the description if anyone's interested in subscribing to Aubrey.
Help me out. I've got like 20 followers, so I've got one show and one episode and like 20 followers. So if you want to come over there, that'd be awesome.
Aubrey.
Well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do.
There you go. There you go. Tharium JFC, do you want to shield the Discord?
Yeah, is that in the description?
It is in the description. I'm way ahead of you tonight.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, you can join the Anglo Gang Discord.
Yeah, and
chat to us.
Come to the remoralization channel and post remoralizing content.
I love it.
And there we go. And I've got everyone to shill something. And that brings me to the end of the end of the stream. And what did we learn tonight, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh boy.
We learned Mercy doesn't understand how snipers work. Reform supporters are fags.
Yeah.
Aubrey's good at shooting 5 yards away.
Oh God.
You can't escape a Basil the Great post. Canada isn't a real country.
Hey.
Who really runs the world? Things that make you go, And finally, we learned about a new service of abandoning your woman and how to trade up. Subscribe for more dating advice. Okay, everyone. We're going to end the stream now. Thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
I got this kind.
Climb it!
point! Up you go!
Fucking climate.
Come on, advance! Oh my God, you're all going to die.
Sounds like